there, ref. That's he got the ball.
Yes, everybody, welcome back to the Irish Hotspur. Good to see you all. We have an FA Cup match. It's been a cup theme of recent games, and I'm looking forward to this one because we're coming up against a National League team, and we're playing on the AstroTurf. I wish Dave were available for this game. I would think we could have sent him over, shown maybe a bit of his expertise, the streets and the AstroTurf. Definitely miss his skills, and maybe in a Tottenham Hotspur jersey, he could come to life for this one. But good to see you all. Hopefully everybody's doing well this Sunday, Monday, wherever you are in the world. But this is going to be a fun game, Dave. A little bit of a palate cleanser from maybe the really intense, kind of big name matchups that we might normally have in the Premier League or what have you. And this is just going to be a funny one. Not too happy with the lineup, but good to see you. And hopefully we get to enjoy ourselves today. Maybe we can relax a little bit as the game goes on. Knowing Tottenham Hotspur, that probably won't be the case. We'll find ourselves 0-0 at halftime or something like that. Who knows? Even worse. But Dave, this is going to be a funny one. This is a very cute game, if you will, in the FA Cup.
Do you know what, Jack? It's funny that you say you can never relax with Tottenham because it's true. Even the lineup today, everyone expecting it to go one way and it goes another way. You can never predict what Tottenham do. They'll always keep you on your toes. But what I actually like about this, in years gone by, we've drawn a lot of Premier League opposition in the cups and that, and I feel like we've been unlucky. I think Sean Butler put out a stat since the 90s. We've drawn more Premier League draws in cup competitions than any other team. And usually, most other teams, they get this where they can sort of relax. They're playing the likes of Accrington, Stanley, Salfords, and they can sort of just have that temporary relax, that temporary relief from all the pressures of European football, the league and stuff like that. And we've never really been able to use these cup competitions as that relaxer. Well, hopefully today is that day today, Jack, where not really much scrutiny around things. We can just sit back and enjoy the club, enjoy the players for what it really is. Well, that's the hope today anyway. For me, these games are simple, Jack. If you sit back or you give them any sort of encouragement by making early mistakes because you're not on it, you give them belief and that makes your day harder. If you go at them nice and early, put them under pressure, all of a sudden they're like, fuck, we're in a game. And then all of a sudden, it becomes a lot more difficult for them. You're draining their confidence, you're draining their legs and stuff like that. So for me, it's just about going at them, show them zero respect, put balls in the box and go and try and score goals nice and early. Get it done by halftime and get me Olasesi, Lancashire, players like that off the bench.
Yeah, it should be an interesting one. It should be a fun game. Should be very different to what we're usually dealing with. And, it's not a game where I think Spurs fans, feel like, oh, we're going to get smashed or anything. But at the same time, I think there also is that bit of nervousness where it's like, geez, are we going to make this more difficult than it needs to be, against this team? Because these are the games where half these players, for this team Tamworth here, it's the biggest game of their lives, and when that's the case, you never know what ends up happening, right? They really can play out of their skin. They're just all over you, first 5-10 minutes. About half of the players maybe in our team don't necessarily even be wanting to play in this game, on this pitch. So you never know what could happen here, but hopefully it's an easy job done. Hopefully it's 2-0 up, 3-0 up by halftime, and we're just cruising, Dave, and we're doing Spurs trivia, kebab orders, that sort of thing. But no disrespect to Tamworth, but I think we want this to be an easy job today.
Look, no disrespect to Tamworth. Fair play to them. They've had a good run here. They've knocked out a couple of League One sides on
fair
the
play
run.
to get to this point.
Like fair play. But at the end of the day, I'm not being smart, Jack. But if this turns into a difficult game for Tottenham, then I can't justify these players getting paid. After these Tamworth players, it's like NS Moore. They're being pulled off building sites, to come in here and play today. Half of them have jobs while trying to be, a part-time footballer. All of our guys, they get their meals cooked for them. If they stay in the hotel at Hotspur Way, they've a landing strip from the bed to the toilet at night time. You know what I mean? Everything they're geared is to be successful on the pitch. So if they can't come out here and show their streets ahead of the opposition today, then what are we paying for? Honestly, what are we paying for? So for me, that should be the incentive to these players. Do you want to be embarrassed? Because I can tell you now, Werner, the way you're going, you could very easily end up at Tamworth next season. So you want to come out here and show that there isn't a complete difference in quality. But look, Jack, it's what I love about the FA Cup. Control games like this. What I do not like is you've got all the media on it today. 12:30 kickoff. Tottenham don't do well at lunchtime kickoffs. Could this be a giant killing? And look, I see some Spurs fans sort of buying into it as well, which I understand to a certain degree. But I want to get to a place where you're like City, Liverpool. You know, you think Liverpool fans were scared of Accrington Stanley potentially turning them over? You think Man City fans were scared of Salford coming and potentially turning them over? But somehow everyone's scared that Tottenham's going to get turned over. We've got to change this mentality around the fan base. We had the same with Karabakh. Respect the Azerbaijan champions. We bet them with 10
Yeah.
men. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? There is levels to this. So for me, I just hope Tottenham can go out and prove that, play them off the park. You look at the lineup, we'll get into it now. I think, it's a lot stronger than what many people were thinking.
Yeah, we have Kinski in goals. We get to see him again. Hopefully, he gets to kick up a lawn chair, and maybe have just a beer, basically. Doesn't have to be bothered at all.
Think
Pedro
he can
Porro.
score today with that, with his kicking ability, Jack?
Yeah,
Think
maybe
there's
he
a
can
goal in
play
the
as an
front
extra
today?
center back. Maybe he can sort of dink it around, do the passing for Dragishin. We have Pedro Porro at right back, Dragishin center back, Gray there as well. Reguilon starts the game, which is just a
Hotspur.
very wild one. Sar in midfield with Basuma and Madison as the captain. So no real players getting rested there. Just he's just thrown in basically the guys that were suspended from the previous game. And then he has Johnson up top with Werner and Mikey Moore. Hard to say whether it be Johnson or Werner up top. Probably Werner up top through the middle. You never know though. Maybe he might throw Johnson through there. But that's maybe where a bit of a letdown is that maybe we thought and Olasesi could have gotten in there. There was always a chance. Maybe Dorrington could have given a chance as well. The big miss is Lancashire. I think we all kind of expected Lancashire to probably start this game, maybe alongside Mikey Moore. I guess we'll see whether this pace of Timo Werner or Johnson can just sort of rip apart the Tamworth team. But you and I were discussing beforehand, if they were smart, they would just pretty much make sure that at no point there really is any green grass behind that back line. So there is no real space to run into, because if they do leave any space, you would probably expect the likes of Werner or Johnson to really destroy them. But if they were smart, they won't do that. And yeah, Dave, I think it's a bit sad maybe not to see Lancashire, a Dorrington, an Olasesi, maybe one of those three, probably especially Lancashire. It feels like he should be starting in a game like this, but I don't know.
Actually, just on Tamworth's tactics, just quickly before I get into some of the team selection. Sun newspaper were down there doing a thing this week, and they put up a video on their YouTube channel, and there's actually a coach there. He's a massive Spurs fan, a coach at Tamworth, so he's buzzing about it. But he also, because he's in his excitement, he sort of gave away the game plan. He said in the interview, we'll just sit back, look to contain them, and, use the long throws to our advantage and stuff like that. So, look, that's their game plan today. But in terms of the lineup, look, for me, I think if I'm Alfie Dorrington, I'm really disappointed. There was a real opportunity for him to come in and make his first competitive start today. Rest Archie Gray for the North London Derby. Callum Olasesi, look, I did put him in my lineup, but it was a long shot. I always knew Sarr and Madison would come straight back in after the energy that the other midfielders exposed against Liverpool midweek. But for me, I think where the disappointment comes in mainly is Will Lancashire, Werner over Will Lancashire, and Yang not making the bench.
Yeah,
I think for
Yang.
me,
Yeah.
Will Lancashire, I just think with Werner, what are we going to learn about Timo Werner today? We're not. We're not going to learn anything about Timo Werner. In fact, if he doesn't come in here and rip it up, it's only going to get worse for the guy. Whereas I think a game like today would really suit Will Lancashire. He'd learn a lot from a game like today. Learning, to play with the likes of James Madison, Mikey Moore, players like that. So I'm a bit disappointed in that regard. And also, when Tamworth are going to sit 11 men behind the ball, Werner doesn't exactly strike me as a vocal point in the box to be able to go and hit, which I think then Brennan Johnson, Mikey Moore becomes in a little bit of trouble, because if they ain't putting them ball in exactly whipped in behind the back line for Werner to go and gamble on, then we have absolutely no hope of finding them among 6 foot plus guys looking to go and header that ball. So I worry a bit about that slightly. But the biggest thing for me, I'm just buzzing to see Mikey Moore back. Yeah. I've been starved of what a real winger is at Tottenham Hotspur this season. Son has not produced all season long, and Johnson, although he scores goals and he's producing in that regard, so much of his other game that the winger needs to have is missing. With Mikey Moore, I take myself back, and I've done this to make sure I'm right, on the appearances that he's made this season. Look at the guy, gets on the ball, takes on his players, cuts inside, unleashes shots, goes on the outside, put crosses in. In Europe, he played Werner through I don't know how many times. The guy couldn't finish them off. So I'm actually really excited to see a proper winger in action that has all the attributes of what a winger should. So I'm really excited, and I think there's a golden opportunity. If he comes in, rips this up today, a hat-trick of assists, a goal to go with it, there will be fans calling for him to start in future games. And that's all you can do if you're Mikey Moore today.
Yeah.
Leave yourself in that situation. So he's the one I'm really excited to watch today.
Yeah, I think some people are probably pretty frustrated with the lineup, though. But
They are. They're very
and
frustrated.
I
But
think
Jack,
for a
you,
couple of reasons, I'm a little bit frustrated because I'm just not seeing certain players that I want to see be given an
yeah,
opportunity in this game. I don't think there would have been that much of a sacrifice in quality. Also, just even tactically, I don't even think there is a huge loss there. Like, I think if you put Lancashire through the middle, I actually think you improve this team than you have with Werner through the middle. I think Werner through the middle, you're basically betting on the fact that you can get space in behind, I guess, or something like that, and then just sort of win the game nice and early. But if there isn't space in behind, I kind of wonder what's the point really of having someone like Timo Werner through the middle. Whereas with Lancashire, you get a bit more, I think, with that. There are more dynamics to it. But then also, someone like Yang, like you mentioned, missing from the bench. He made the bench against Liverpool. Real disappointment. He's not, here available. I didn't necessarily expect him to start this game, but I
no,
did
yeah.
expect him to make the bench. And I'm really disappointed that that's not the case. And I kind of thought there would be an outside shout for one other person like an Olasesi or a Dorrington. I wasn't going to go crazy and expect really, both of them or anything to be in the starting lineup. But I kind of thought there would be an outside shout, maybe that one of them might get a sneaky start or something like that. But we'll
You
see if
know,
we get the job done nice and early. But yeah, and then also some people think it's just too strong of a lineup before North London Derby, which maybe there is some merit to that.
I
Um,
think just quickly, I think there's certain players there. Porro, we've already seen him being overused this season. Is there any need for him to play today? Probably not. That's one where you could have been a bit smarter. Resting one of the centre backs right now, I think you could have been a bit smarter. But you know what, Jack? Just quickly, I think I actually had to do two predicted lineups. Right, I went and done one thinking that we'll see a lot of
yeah,
youngsters.
this
But
was
then
a
I
tough
listened.
predicted lineup. But
Yeah, but then I went and listened to Postecoglou's press conference, and I'm like, ooh, he's sort of given a hint that he is going to play a strong enough lineup. So then I had to go and redo it, and try and guess what I thought he was going to do. But I think the game plan today is, and Drew alluded to it in the pre-match build-up, which I think is a fair comment. You know, go and get the job done within 45 minutes, which is clearly the plan today, and then bring the youngsters on so that they have an environment where they can actually come out and express themselves, showcase their abilities rather than have the pressure on them from the off in terms of trying to break them down. Because sometimes a youngster just doesn't want to lose the ball. He wants to look at the end of the game. Oh, my pass completion's good. This, that, and the other without actually taking the
100%.
necessary risks that a youngster needs to do to say, so the manager goes, do you know what? He offers me something different here. I got to look at this kid.
Yeah.
So, to Drew's point, I actually think it's a fair point. And that's if it plays out that way today. Let's wait and see. But I'm just excited just to sit back, relax.
It's a fun game. I think even if it ends up being a little nervy, like I said, and hilariously, it's like 0-0 at halftime. I think it's a fun game. I think it's going to be a palate cleanser. It's a cup weekend. It's something a little different than what we get normally on the weekends. So hopefully everybody's been enjoying it. I love a little FA Cup weekend. Feels just a little bit different. This is a very funny comment, and we'll get to the chat here, but I thought this was great that I noticed from Ugly Fish when we were talking about Will Lancashire. He's saying, don't forget, lads, Lancashire got shot in the Squid Game from Spurs. Maybe he's just not fit yet. Yes, it's a Daniel Levy injury that Will Lancashire incurred.
Just on Lancashire as well, though, quickly, I do think fans have to take into account, has he lost the trust of Postecoglou to a certain degree? Because, he did give him that game out in Galatasaray, despite many people not thinking it was going to happen. He got sent off, and don't get me wrong, it was a difficult evening, but him getting sent off made it even more difficult. And I just think, as he maybe eroded the trust of Postecoglou a little bit, or is Postecoglou trying to teach him a lesson and say, look, I get the ball wasn't going your way and you were frustrated, but this is where you need to learn. You've got to stay disciplined, you know what I mean? And I just wonder if there's a lesson to be learned there, and maybe that's why he's not starting today.
Yeah, that could be it.
But equally, he called out Werner, and Werner was useless against Rangers, so no one understands why he's starting today either.
Yeah, I guess Werner. I don't know. Well, everyone, like I said, a little palate cleanser should be fun. Good to see all of you. Really appreciate you guys tuning in.
Legends.
Over 300 in the house. Please
Come
smash the
on.
like button for us. Thanks for picking us as your watch along destination. We have some lovely faces in the house. Swim Master in nice and early. We also had Tony Dixon, great name, who picked up a Flat Cap membership earlier. Thank you so much, Tony. Martin Knightsbridge, good to see you, Martin. Hopefully everything's all right. Doing all right in the fantasy, by the way, Martin. So big up to you, sir.
Up.
Darv Hotspur's in here with us. Kill Switch and Gaged, or Ange Gaged, which I just think is a fabulous username. And then we have Shem Tan in here as well. Hey, Dave and Jack. And maybe Sleepy Time Jack. Very Sleepy Time Jack. Shem Tab. You're actually being way too polite. He's saying, hope you're both well. beware the giant killers that are Tamworth Lambs. How can we go in scared to play a team called the Lambs? That's what you have for dinner, Shamtan. Order a nice little lamb kebab afterward, after we get over the line against Tamworth. Good to see Carol Smith. Good to see Jamie Hackenberg as well. K32, good to see you, K32. SDFC as well. K32 saying, hello, Jack and Dave. Hope you guys are well. Come on, you mighty Spurs. And then Dark Sun G, Dave saying, come on, you Spurs. Disappointed to see Son Dom Kulu on the bench today. He didn't even want to, I think it was Billy, Dark Sun G, that tweeted, the only thing I want to see Dom Solanke doing, or the only effort I want to see Dom Solanke doing on Sunday is skipping between anime episodes or something like that. I mean, Dave, do you agree? Kind of with Dark Sun G, you just didn't even want to see their faces, probably.
No, 100%. I just didn't even want to see them travel. I just think, sometimes giving your players that mental switch off can do wonders for people. I think Son needs it, Kulu needs it. And I thought it was the ideal opportunity with North London Derby coming up to be able to do that. But, Paolo Moratti puts in a comment down here, where he says, let's not forget that under Potter Conte, we never start strong lineups in the cup games. And that's why we got labelled Spursy, for losing. So to a degree, because that tag's still there, Postecoglou's probably bought them as a fail-safe just in case, you know what I mean?
Totally. Vandal Ross, good to see you. We also had Just a Harmless Potato, absolute legends. Thank you for the support, Dark Sun G. Patty Higgins, how are we doing, Patty? Good to see you, sir. Jessica is pretty disappointed by the squad, to be honest. I think a few people are, Jessica. And then Christoph as well. And then Dark Sun G saying, Jack, what do you think of Vic returning to training? I actually saw on Twitter someone saying it's just the start of his villain arc, Dark Sun G. I think he maybe quickly realized that if you're in a position like that, where they bring in a pretty talented looking goalkeeper and a guy that looks like he can maybe slot himself into the first team, maybe sooner rather than later. I think that sort of woke up Vicario. He's a motivated guy. I bet he's not slacking off, in his recovery. But I bet he just sort of pushed himself that little bit further, Dark Sun G. Maybe that's what sort of happened there. And I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. I think he's in a villain arc mode right now, Dark Sun G. I think he's getting a little worried. He's trying to get, back on the pitch as quickly as possible. And that's what we want. We want a motivated Vicario, who could want it's hopefully not a Raya Ramsdale situation, but you never know. It could inspire a good little rivalry between the two, and we get the best goalkeeper possible. But yeah, I kind of loved it. It's just the Vic that I know, a very motivated Vic, very, very different attitude to the likes of our former Hugo, in my opinion. Fat Tony, good to see you, Fat Tony. We have What's the Story as well. Great opportunity to have a good look at the youngsters. Oh, wait. He's definitely not happy, Dave.
No, he's not happy. He's not happy. He wanted to see some of these youngsters out here today. But we get to look at Mikey Moore. Let's see what he can do. I think you'll be very excited by him. He's your sort of player, gets you out your seat, has a bit of flair about him, a bit of skill. So, he should do the job today. So I'm excited to see him. I agree with you. Look, my dad knows I wanted to see a lot of these sort of youngsters out here today as well. But, to Paolo Moratti's point, every team fancies themselves against us because when we have played weaker lineups, we got absolutely smacked. And look, it wasn't so long ago. People were berating Conte, Jose Mourinho. Why are you going weak in the cups? We want to win cups. You got to go strong. Now Postecoglou's done it. Now everyone's gone, oh, you should have put out a weaker lineup and stuff like that. And this adds to my point. Managers are damned if they do and damned if they don't at Tottenham Hotspur.
Good to see you, Mr. Booksgats. Yeah, it is an early one. East Coast is a little bit better for game times. I actually kind of liked when I was in Austin briefly, kind of maybe in between the East Coast and the West Coast. I actually really liked that time zone secretly the most. Big up to you, Ribsy85. Good to see Ribsy saying, I don't give a F about the squad, honestly. Go beat the F out of them nice and early. Shut the gate and then leave this match in the dust. Looks like Ribsy's getting ready to put some lamb on the grill.
He wants an early night, Jack. It's like 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. for him. So he just wants an early night. He wants them to go and smash them up. Let him go and count some sheep,
Well, he just wants to smash them up nice and early so he can head over to the kebab shop, get a nice little lamb doner or something like that before it closes. El Dante, good to see you, El Dante, saying we have to be looking to win by 6 or 7. That's no disrespect to Tamworth, but the gulf in quality between what we have and what they have. We have a team of full internationals in this side. We have a team. Why are we not fired up? but don't have the same level of quality. I'm not it's a little bit early to be super fired up for this game, but I am actually really happy about this game. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Good to see you, Kev G. Good to see you. Stevie Frazier, the best midfielder around. Spurs Crow. Good to see you, Spurs Crow. Really appreciate you. Dan Coys, good to see you, Dan. Saying afternoon, guys. Magic of the FA Cup. Love these types of fixtures. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Flat Cap Army.
DB and NM as well. Good to see you guys.
And then just getting up to Dark Sun G here as well. The Alaskan Hotspur. Good to see you, the Alaskan Hotspur.
Jesus, early for that guy.
Very, very early for this guy.
He's an hour behind you again, isn't he?
He might even be a further hour behind if he's in certain parts of Alaska. Dark Sun G saying this is a huge missed chance of rotation before the North London Derby. So even Dark Sun G's in the camp, Dave, of
everyone
going too strong. You think it's like collective, almost 100% of the fan base are pretty much thinking it's a little too strong, a little too heavy.
As soon as the lineups came out, you can see it in the comment section. Everyone's not happy with it. And look, I fully understand it, right? It's Tamworth. We should have been able to play a bit more of the youngsters, in this game. If it was something like a Preston or something, I could understand it, and I think most other people would understand it to a degree. But the fact that it's Tamworth, I think they were expecting to see some youngsters. But again, in years gone by, we've gone out of the cup. So I think Postecoglou. But I also think that the lineup probably strikes of a manager that is still under a bit of pressure, Jack. I wonder
if doesn't we want to mess about.
Look, yeah. I wonder if we were up in European places right now in the top half of the table. We were cruising in the Europa League and we were sitting top of that. And there wasn't pressure on them European games and pressure around Tottenham, Ange Postecoglou and the players. Would he have been a lot more relaxed? Would he have gone with a lot of the under-21s? I actually think so. I think the fact that he's put this lineup out shows that he realises the importance of the cup competitions for him right now, and he's not willing to take any gamble or any risk with it. And I think that's reflected in the lineup today, personally.
Well, yeah, I know Dark Sun G is usually in a lot of camps of a lot of, he's I think a very balanced fan, but the fact that even he's feeling that way about the lineup, I think really speaks a lot about it. And then he also says there are a huge lack of youths on the bench for this game as well. I think, from the lineup being too strong to also not there being that many youths on the bench. And that's connected to what you said earlier, Dark Sun G, about, the fact that you saw Solanke, Kulu, those sort of people on the bench is kind of, blocking up opportunities for some of these youngsters to get an opportunity. And it is a huge disappointment, man. It's a huge disappointment. When
you see the under-21 squad from Friday night, though, from their game, it sort of alluded to who would be in and around the squad today and who wouldn't. No Alasessi, no Darrington, which you knew they'd be involved. But, there's a lot of other players that were involved. And when I seen that, I was like, well, they're probably not going to make this squad for this game.
And then Chopped Liver, thank you so much, by the way, everybody, for the support that's coming in and just all the people that are in the chat with us. It's really, really
too kind. They love FA
Cup. Very kind, and it means a lot that you guys are picking us. By the way, just quickly, everybody, if you are trying to watch the game or maybe, I don't know, using a dodgy website or something to try to find this one, consider using the VPN that we have, with NordVPN. It's in the description. I know Dave as well probably, had it as well for the pre-match build-up. You can use, I think the code FLATCAP, get yourself a 2-year plan, 4 extra months free, and then you can move yourself over to a different virtual location, get yourself a streaming package of some kind, and then be able to watch the games, no problem. Because, USA, I think it's over on ESPN. There are other different packages across the world, that you can get. So just consider that if you want to make your life a little bit easier watching the Spurs game today. And it is quite funny to watch this, I'll be honest. I can't even believe they have a film crew for it. I actually thought when I woke up this morning, I was like, are they even going to have it, on TV for this game? It's not even possible. But this is where we are nowadays.
Let's go. Well, we're about to get underway here, guys. Obviously, the goalkeeper's having a quick chat
with
the
referee. Famous Premier League ref. That's
Peter Banks. Banks. But big up, Chop Liver, my man. Really appreciate the support. Look, you're thanking us. We should be thanking all you guys out there. If you didn't enjoy these games with us, then it'd be quite boring if it was just me and Jack flirting with each other. You know what I mean? So thank you very much, Chop Liver. Hopefully, I haven't seen you around in a while. Hopefully, you've had a good Christmas, a good New Year, and hopefully you and the family are keeping well, my man.
One of the best names around, Chop Liver. One of the best names around. And
got to move on, though, because we're about to get kicked off here.
Sorry I didn't get to that earlier, man. Really appreciate it. It's very, very generous. But feel free to sync up with us here.
Dark Song G also says the timing is wrong, David. 1 game before North London Derby and 2 injuries. No, look, I I fully understand it. Daxon G. And what I'm saying is, I just think, Postecoglou still obviously feels like he's a man under pressure and he doesn't want to take the opportunities. I think that's why he's gone for it. Look, I said in the pre-match build-up as well, Daxon G, if we suffer any injuries to like Dragoson or something today, he's going to be ridiculed for it, and it's probably been part of the problem as well. The fact that he keeps overusing players is this another example of it. But to Paolo Maratti's point, we've played weekend sides and gone out before, and I don't think he wants to take the risk. Look, it's a huge risk on that Dark Song G, for sure, my man. Let's see how it pans out, though, my man. Let's see how it pans out. Big up, Dark Song G. Martin Knightsbridge, member for 17 months. Levy sitting in the shed terrace with the normal people today. No prawn sandwich brigade for him. Do you know what? Their seats are just in the normal stand, and I was just wondering, would Levy turn up to the game today? Because I didn't think that was his sort of environment, and it's very easy for any fans to let him know what they feel of him, rather than compared to usual. Also,
Great move by the PR team, by the way.
Yeah.
Whoever said that, to him, they're like, listen, we're going to put you right here, right, and the camera's going to come on to you at this point. Make yourself look as, as normal as possible. Very well done.
I also want Daniel Levy's review on the pie and chips, because they asked the Tamworth chairman, he's like, oh yeah, we're bringing in catering, contract this for us. We don't usually do this. And he said, oh, what are they making them? He said pie and chips. So I don't think that's Daniel Levy's usual sort of food. He's probably used to caviar and lobster and stuff. So, we'll find out. I want to find out how he likes the pie and chips. A good pub grub that.
If he were clever, he would probably, buy maybe, even the Spurs fan base, around or something, from the Tamworth, kind of wherever, sort of section they may have for beverages or something like that. And seems to be having a good time.
Oh, he loves it. Sure, you could see
a little bit of stick. Maybe he's getting a little bit of stick. It looks like from the.
Oh yeah. They're gonna get stick. Like it's impossible. Sure, Drew showed me a video of them walking into the game. It was a YouTube short, and you can hear people already at them. People at Postecoglou who's just walking through it, big grin on his face, because they had to walk through all the fans and all. It's mad. It's brilliant. But this is what the FA Cup's all about. It's great. Honestly, their stadium. We've got one down the road. Where the county team used to play, and it's much better than that. If not the same as that. And look at this, they have to get tape for the goalpost here. It's becoming a bit of a problem here. Peter Banks needs to realise, this ain't Premier League standard. And then just lastly, we've got the Alaskan Hotspur member for 12 months, 3:30 a.m. Come on, you Spurs, glad to show ambition. Really appreciate you getting up. Really appreciate do you know what? The time someone actually mentioned you yesterday. We were playing pro clubs last night, and you were speaking about how early it's going to be for Jack. And someone goes, "Well, I feel sorry for Alaskan Hotspur. He's even further behind us." Like, Jesus Christ. So fair play, Alaskan. Big up. Really appreciate you getting up and tuning in, and every single one of yous. Let's go. Hopefully, it can be a nice, easy day for Tottenham here.
Thank you for all the support, everybody. It's absolutely crazy that Daniel Levy's in the stands, Martin Knightsbridge, and then the Alaskan
I just can't get over the image of him eating pie and chips.
no, it's crazy. And then the Alaskan Hotspur, you're a legend as well, man. You're a legend. Good to see you, Lazy 8. Good to see you, Drewzilla. Absolute legends you guys are. Also, GB had a very funny comment saying this is a 3G pitch, not a 5G pitch.
Yeah.
Which I thought was brilliant. And then Artist T, good to see you, Artist. How are we?
Also, quickly, Martin Knightsbridge, if you're ever back in Ireland this year, let me know, my man. I'll get up to you.
And we have kicked off here. Everybody feel free to sync up with us. Artist T Dave saying we have a bad record against teams lower in the pyramid in the FA Cup.
Yeah, we do. We do. And that probably alludes to why Postecoglou has got a bit stronger. You know what I mean? In terms of his lineup as well. We have a very bad record. Like, we were all sitting here unhappy under Conte, unhappy under Jose with some of the cup exits. You know what I mean? And then, the most Jesus, well on Kitski, early save already, Jesus Christ. Maybe this might not be the easy game we thought it would be. But, in years gone by, as soon as we've gone out, they've been criticised for picking weekend lineups and stuff. And we've sat there, Jack, or, well, I have anyway. I don't want to throw you under the bus here, but I sat there and said, squad rotation is a part of the game. You have to do it. You can't expect these players to play 50, 60, 70 games. You have to use your squad. That's why you're given a 25-man squad. So I've justified it in years gone by. I understand the reasoning behind it. But Postecoglou wants to buck that trend. He wants to go strong, and now everyone's telling him he should go weaker.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for all the support that's come in today. You guys all rock. I think...
Oh, Lord.
Just because, I'm waking up trying to also as well, talk about the lineup and everything. I wasn't on for the pre-match build-up, so apologies for, trying to chat a little bit about the game and everything beforehand.
You
And
got
I
right,
think
Jack.
we
That's
got to
what
the
they want
chat a
to
little
hear.
bit late. So hopefully you guys can
It's what they want to hear, Jacko.
love that Vanarama jacket. I need something like that.
Only you would want something like that on your Christmas list.
That's a real, only real fans would know.
Everyone else is sitting
Only
there all
real
getting the
if
Bayern
anybody
jersey,
in
the
the
Real Madrid
USA, if
jersey.
anybody in the USA recognized, what that meant. If I had like a Vanarama jacket. I don't even know if that's a company that's even exists in the US at all. But I know for a fact that it's the league sponsor of the National League.
Everyone else, well done, Mikey Moore. Good ball. Can we get it across? Oh, he went to slip when he went to hit that cross.
Is Johnson playing through the middle, do you think, Dave? Or is it Timo?
No, I think it's Timo.
Hard to tell. No, that was Reguilon, sorry.
You could see him slipping as he went to take it. That's the problem with these 3G pitches. They can be icy. You can get your studs caught in the turf easy as well. It's a bit of a nightmare.
That's why I think we need Dave for this game, expert.
Well, look, I go down in folklore on my local Astro, lad. Even the size I am now, they still want to roll me out.
The boots have been retired. They're hung up on the fence. Balling behind for the Tamworth striker here. Reguilon does well.
That's ours. He's come back off him. Oh, don't tell me he's giving it. Oh, my Lord.
There's no way he... Oh, wow, he has. Sympathetic lino.
Yeah. Do you know what? They've started early, fucking Tamworth. They started well, to be fair. Lad. They put us under pressure.
Daniel Larson saying, "Oh my God, this winger is better than Johnson."
I think many people are feeling like that right now. They're looking at him. Here we go. Tom Tonk with the long throw-in. We're finally going to get to see it in action.
That's his name, Tom Tonk?
Tom Tonk is his name, yeah.
Oh my God, that's glorious.
Here we go. Oh, it's a good one as well. It's well cleared by Tottenham.
Tonk it out of there.
Squeezes it clear. Get after it, Werner. Oh, you
That's
weasel.
Hilarious.
You weak little weasel. Yeah, Tom Tonk. What a name. Couldn't believe it. I thought they were taking the piss when I first read it, when I first seen it, lad. I was like, these guys are taking the piss in front of the camera.
Now, I will say earlier, now this is a very different name. It's actually a very classy sounding name. I did like the name Tony Dixon, who grabbed the membership earlier. I like that name, Tony Dixon. It rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
Well, Dragishin trying to step out. Basuma, letting it go. Madison trying to dink it over.
Oh, we're just trying to get to grips with this service here.
Get onto it, lads. You have a little bit of time now.
Interestingly, Jans did say he was going to take them, training on the Astro at Tottenham, for a couple of days just to get them used to the surface.
No, that's smart.
It doesn't look like they're used to it.
I bet they shouldn't be. They play on absolute carpet pitches all the time. Dragishin forced to go long. In behind for Timo. These are kind of the mistakes we take advantage of.
My Lord. Just please pass it to Mikey Moore. Just get in the ball.
Those are the mistakes you're looking to take advantage of as well.
Shit from Werner. Now we're caught forward.
This seems to be the guy they tried to target.
Well, let's see if this winger can cross the ball.
That's their fullback. He certainly can't. Or he's offside. Yeah, he's offside.
I just want to clock how many national, non-league wingers can actually cross a ball, and then see if we still get excuses for our wingers.
Everyone, let's do some recruitment here for anybody that can
not even recruitment. It's just if they can put in good, consistent crosses, then I struggle to understand why our wingers can't.
Danny Levy's in the stands. He could strike a deal, Dave. Jacob Anderson saying, I think people should let the manager manage. I understand we all have different opinions on what we think Dan should do, but there's a reason he gets paid to manage and we don't pick up guys. 100%, Jacob.
Fair point.
Sometimes we struggle to find, I don't know. We try at the end
That's
of the
what
day,
I thought about, though, innit? Football is about opinions. People having their opinions on the manager.
People
players,
do just sort of give their reactions and kind of do just sort of give their mind.
But it is a fair fight, though.
I think more when it then borders on the realm of there are times when it really does border on the realm of just complete disrespect, though, of the manager's capacity or the manager's intelligence, really. That's when it's, Madison, I think, very borderline.
Good ball to Sarr. Werner. He doesn't use him. Reguilon. Madison again.
Jacob, though.
Good ball to Basuma. Basuma gets it out wide to Brennan Johnson. He's got an opportunity to cross. Oh, holy shit. Send him to Tamworth. Let him play with Tamworth. That is absolutely shocking. Fuck me. I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of it, Jack. He's how much more up? He's actually has 10 yards here.
Oh, he's about to hit the cameraman with this one.
Oh my God. He's 10 yards of space to deliver that, and he still can't do it.
It has no bend on it, which is
Where's
kind of
he
the
even
other
going?
concerning thing.
Who's he even seen? That's what I struggle to understand. Where has he even tried to cross that to? Near post, middle, far post?
Like
I don't know.
from a technical point of view, like he doesn't even put any curl on it, like any sort of bend on it. Like that's bizarre for someone trying to cross it like that. Like where do you think it's going to go other than into the stands?
He's 10 yards of space. I just don't understand it. There we go, Basuma. Moving on to Sergi. Sergi to Mikey Moore. The only player that seems to show a bit of composure right now. Look at this. This is brilliant. There we are, getting on the ball. Young 18-year-old. Give it to me, guys. I'll do it all. Back to Biss. Moves it on out to Regulon. Mikey Moore again linking up play here, giving Tottenham a bit of spell of possession.
There you are, Biss. Oh, see Regs. Oh, lovely out wide to the Meister.
Show them what a winger does.
Sauce.
Oh, look at that. That's what a winger does.
Oh, Madison.
That's exactly what a winger's supposed to do. Commit players, play the ball to a player in the same coloured shirt. I mean, the guy's only 17 and he's doing it.
I feel like Madison had some passing options there, actually.
Yeah, I think Madison got a bit greedy there, personally. He should have slipped him back in.
He had a little Johnson maybe in behind.
He had more space even to go with it.
Yeah, he could have taken a space there.
That's brilliant play from Mikey Moore, though, to get that ball from deep. You know, to get that ball from deep, near enough at the fullback position and work that up the pitch the way he did, constantly moving, looking for the options, and then deliver the inside ball to Madison. It's brilliant. Brilliant start from him.
Dragon.
Do you know what? Their pitch is a lot bigger than what I thought it was actually going to be.
Yeah, look tiny.
It's huge. Look at the size of that.
It looked tiny, though, on screen or on camera.
Here we go, Mikey Moore again. Look at that. It's brilliant. On to Regulon, pulls that cross. It's just dealt with. Mikey Moore starting to turn up the tempo on them a little. He's already bored. He wants the ball. Basuma.
Tell me more, Mikey Moore. We have Sar, Basuma, Madison to McSauce.
He skinned the ref. Oh, my Lord. How's he not giving that?
He's not giving anything there, the ref.
Mikey Moore absolutely roasted him there.
Here we are. Well done from Regs. Good recovery.
Yeah, good recovery.
No need to go backwards there. Poro.
Oh, yeah, there's a slope on this pitch as well, by the way.
That's hilarious. So there is a downhill and an uphill?
Yeah.
Looks like we're going downhill.
Yeah, which I'm worried about, especially if we don't take advantage of it. Well done, Mikey Moore. It's another great touch.
Timo.
Lovely composed ball into Vernon. He does
Timo
that.
Can't hold it up. They're going long. To the striker. He holds it up. Back
honestly,
to the backs.
How has our 17-year-old looked the most composed in possession out of all of our players 10 minutes in? Honestly.
Region.
I go forward, man. Stop slowing it down. Oh, Lord. Now we're getting sloppy. Better from Radu. Johnson on the ball. That's better, Brennan. Well done. Good ball out to Archie Gray. We're building something here. Keep going down our left. It's gonna bear fruits. Him and Regulon are making good overlapping runs with each other, Moore and Regulon. Basuma, that's a lovely ball in behind.
Lovely ball.
It's on to Mikey Moore. Can he hold it up? He does.
No, they do well there.
It's dispossessed. Tom Tonks goes long.
Tom Tonks it out. Recovered well by Archie Gray.
Go on, Regular. Go forward, man. Back yourself.
Yeah, some people are choosing the option to go backwards when I feel like they need to be a bit braver.
It's better football there from Tottenham now. Now we're starting to look like the Premier League side. I'd like to see the whole Spurs squad sign a jersey and give it to their coach, who's a Spurs fan. Let him
Jacob
get a
saying
picture in that. Yeah, he's a huge Spurs fan. He was
Tom
delighted to be
Tonk.
in on the interview. No, not Tom Tonk, one of the Tamworth coaches.
Oh, okay. Be great if Tom Tonk is, but Tom Tonk strikes me as more of a probably a Man United fan.
I wonder did the USA guy start up front? The guy from New York City, their striker.
Sir!
Who's that rolling around?
Maybe Madison?
Shock.
He did take it was a real thump to the back of the head there. Good to see you, Shawnee Maddox.
Big up, Shawnee.
Can we call him Burner because all the chances that go through him go up in flames?
There's no need to be rolling around there. He didn't get an elbow to the head. It's slightly the forearm.
And then Jacob saying, I think we need to be at least 2-0 up for Ange to make changes for the youngsters.
Yeah, for sure.
Big D saying, what's the crack, Dave and Jack? I believe Tamworth will be well up for this after 20 minutes. They will start to run out of steam, though. I'm enjoying Mikey Moore being back.
I think the key for me is just a couple of early goals here. You get a couple of early goals, it becomes a long game for them. Tom Tonks it. Another long throw in behind. Archie Gray deals it.
Tom Tonk might be my new favorite player.
But you're right, Big D. You know, you'd like to think the later the game goes on, the more in our favour it goes. But, you know, if we don't score, all you're doing is giving these guys belief. And you'll be surprised what energy you can find when you've got belief.
If Tom Tonk is available in FIFA, I'm 100% doing a FIFA career mode with Tom Tonk.
Here we go again. Another long one.
Gonna get him to Real Madrid.
Oh, right, jeez. It's a free out.
Like he got fouled. Well done, Kim.
That's what they've done. That's what they do. They try and launch them right in on top of the goalkeeper and get their 4 or 5, 6 foot plus guys going in and attacking it. That is some throwing.
Steel bicycle. Any way to watch in USA? I think it's on ESPN.
Oh, it comes off the post.
Here in the USA.
Comes off the post. That Kinski missed it altogether.
Jeez. Nearly scored.
Well, hopefully that serves as a wake-up call now. Now, assuming you're the midfielder, you don't need Archie Gray to go sprinting ahead of you because you're likely going to lose it. What do you not understand, dumbass? Move the ball. And this is exactly why why Gray didn't go sprinting ahead. It's better. Sar, get out to Johnson. Let's go, Brennan. Skin him. It's a better ball down the line. Porro back to Johnson. Oh, it's just not enough on it. Johnson, oh, unlucky. Good endeavour. Honestly, Tamworth have been more creative going forward than us so far.
If you asked a stranger who's the Premier League side, apart from maybe the fancy kits, it'd be hard to tell.
Yeah. Let me see if I can spot the Spurs coach.
Some really dodgy haircuts out there, says Skunk Works. It's brilliant. Tonks looks like a chartered accountant.
Oh, Lord. He skins us on the inside, gets the shot off. Good block. Well done, Bissouma. Brilliant.
He sort of is what I imagine, a lot of Man United talk sport callers to look like Tonk.
Yeah. Regulon onto Mikey Moore. Good touch, good feet from Mikey Moore. Sar.
How does Werner start ahead of Lancashire? You should be ashamed of this performance, says Artist T.
Oh, this is better from Tottenham. This is more like it.
A little bit of space here.
Out to Johnson. What can he do here? He's loads of time.
Bernino.
Better ball to Werner. Oh, Lord.
You have all the time in the world, man. You have all the time in the world. Into Matters.
Madison.
Well done, Matters.
Oh, he's getting greedy.
Space again.
Oh, unlucky.
I did well here. Tonks was all over him.
Oh, Madison lighting that one up all day. He was never passing that. Oh, unlucky, not bad. 16 minutes in, still 0-0 here. Win that. Well done, Moore. And again. Well done. Brilliant from the kid. Basuma. Looking for options. Porro takes it off him. Madison. Back to Basuma. Good ball by Biss into Moore. Back to Basuma. Look at Madison. He's screaming.
There you go.
Finally.
Yeah, really. Matters. Reguilon's playing very inverted. Mikey Moore.
I'd
really
agree with that. Just get out Mikey Moore's way. You know, let
really
Mikey
hugging
Moore
the touchline. Mikey Moore. Seems to be almost a tactic.
Johnson, nearly a good one too there. It's just a poor return ball by Johnson.
Oh my gosh. This winger, I think Daniel might be right.
Oh,
this Daniel might be right. This winger here is better than Johnson. Holy shit. Here he is again.
Oh, he's shaping up.
Oh my gosh.
Why does it keep breaking down when it goes down the right-hand side?
My local dog park has a better pitch than this. 85.
Look at the ball bobbling everywhere. It's bloody madness. You caught that one well. Good block by Archie Gray.
Thank you very much, screenplay. That's very, very kind. Cheers to you.
What did he say?
Says, from Sydney, not even a Spurs fan or an Ange fan, but love your guys' content. Instantly feel better watching your videos as you always have smiles on your faces. Just subbed. Big up, lads.
Well, thank you very much.
Screenplay.
Very, very kind comment. Now, I will warn, sometimes I can't have a mood change.
Yeah, I would say we're very good at the swings. We're very good at the swings.
I'm probably bipolar, I'd say.
Please leave Werner there.
Oh, no, Jesus, guys.
Please leave Werner in Tamworth, says Daniel Larson. Would he be able to find his way home? I think he would, Daniel. That's the problem.
If we scrape over the line, I'd make these fuckers get the train bus. Or the train home. No bus, no comforts. Get the train with the normal people. See how you like that. Might buck your riders up a bit. Raddy, who's
it's embarrassing. They look more like scoring, says Skugworks. They do.
It is.
That's why, I mean...
They look more like scoring than we have. They've hit the post. We have barely had a shot on goal.
This is why I knew this would be a funny game.
It
was always going to be a funny game. Either we smash them 6-0, there's still the chance we do. Or, they end up, sort of holding on, and it's 0-0 at halftime or something like that. Or worse. You just
What's embarrassing for me is that Mikey Moore is showing the most urgency. He's the youngest player out on the pitch.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Here he is.
You're never going to do Tom Tonk like that. Well done, Radu.
It's Biss.
The strength shown the weight room, Biss. Now give it off. Well done. Sarr. Out to Johnson. That's
too much loft on it. It hung up in the air too long. Johnson's cross. He actually, I'm not kidding.
He makes me hate football.
What I'm concerned about with Johnson's crosses is that he actually doesn't know how to generate any curl, on it whatsoever. No bend, no little whip on it, no curl on it. It's like he actually doesn't know how to do it.
Well, I think what we're seeing here, Jack, is, he's got about 10 yards of space every time he wants to whip it in here, more than what he'd get in Premier League games. Yeah. So I think what I take from this is he genuinely can't do it. Just genuinely can't do it. It's not like, it's Premier League, they're getting closer to him, they give him less time. Fair enough, I can understand that. When he's got 10, 15 yards of space and he still can't deliver a killer ball, he genuinely can't cross the ball. I can take from this game today.
Even Werner is... And now,
Werner
is sadly 1,000 times better crosser of the ball. Brendan Johnson is single-handedly the worst crosser of the ball in this whole team.
People saying this is boring. People getting bored already. I think we're all starting to get bored.
I think you need a real striker, though. Werner's just going to be an absolute he's just going to be a passenger this game playing through the middle. You need to have somebody with some sort of physicality to play through the middle here. You need to have Lancashire playing. It's just
Look, we're all so static. Everyone, the only player that's actually showing any movement is Mikey Moore. Everyone else is standing there. Look at him.
I think Johnson has trouble crossing the road. Rapti saying playing against a part-time team like this is actually embarrassing. At least if you play the kids, it's not so bad. Yeah, I think that's how some people
There
feel
we go,
about it. Well
Reagan.
done
Honestly,
from
it's not
Regs.
difficult. It really isn't difficult. You just got to have to want to do it.
Pedro, well done. That was nearly scary if they got that in behind. Well done, Timo.
Touch. Play, Mikey.
Timo.
Oh, holy shit.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, my God. What hope do we have when our forward line can't make two passes? It's so hard to watch. It really grinds my gears. We cannot connect two passes together, man, going forward. And forward players are incapable of playing with each other.
I mean, even that first touch wasn't even good. Oh, my gosh.
If I'm Madison, I'm slapping him in the back of the head on the way to the dressing room. I'm sorry, I am. We are just going through the motions out here. Well done, Kinski. Good chatting as well. Telling Basuma straight away to get rid of it.
Good turn, lad.
Can we please just go at them with a bit of
Basuma.
purpose?
You do need someone that
bit
can
of
switch
purpose.
play a bit more, because that's the other thing. The ball is moving
Yeah, well,
so
he has to-
slowly for us. We have no one that's even playing it in the air.
That's because Basuma has to sprint towards.
Oh my Lord.
God. Oh, I take everything I said back in the pre-match build-up. This is going to be a long day.
This has made me.
We literally can't string two.
Says Daniel.
Once the ball goes beyond the midfield, we can't string two passes together. We genuinely can't. You know, they could pass it across the back line and the midfield. As soon as it goes to the forward line, we lose it.
What we do really need, though, is someone. I mean, we can't play him because we need to be resting him. We need to be resting him, but we actually do need someone. And I'm not saying that he's even that exceptional at this, but we do need someone like a Bergvall who can actually start to spray the ball about, because I think that's the big issue here, is that what I'm seeing is we're seeing a bunch of guys here who have no willingness to try to play any sort of daring passes at all. But then the other thing, too, is that every single one of our players here seemingly needs to have 2, 3, 4 touches, and then they're just going to pass it sideways anyways. Or backwards. And it's just leading to this game being really boring and as well as really slow. And it's only playing into Tamworth's hands. If we actually started spraying this ball about, we would catch them out. Like they're not going to be as quick as us. They're not going to be as athletic as us. They're not going to have the stamina that these players have. So we actually need to start spraying the ball about like this. We need some of these type of passes in behind here. And Johnson can't cross.
But you're right, though. As soon as we play one good, decent ball with intent, look at the difference. How's the referee not giving that? It's right in front of him. Oh, my God. It's literally in front of him. It's shocking, that. He literally looks at it and then just turns away. Like everyone's initial instinct, as soon as you get the ball, turn backwards. You know, they do not understand. We want to be entertained. This is the game to do it. Look, Brian, look at the space just go, man.
Tonks is my new favorite player as well, Daniel. I'd make a trade for Johnson or Werner for Tonks right now.
Kinski's had more touches than Werner, for fuck's sake. Well on, Sar. Oh, ball just bounced. Tamworth on the breakaway.
Spurs do well to recover back. Oh my God, Timo might be. I think Timo's lagging. Timo has like sketchy Wi-Fi or something on the pitch here. He's just like reacting to things. He gets knocked on the head and then he reacts like 3 seconds late.
Oh,
I think Madison does need to slap him on the back of the head. Someone needs to press the on-off button with Werner. Seriously. Oh, I mean, I hate to say this. This is embarrassing to really be saying this. But the player that's just gone down for Tamworth is actually a relief because this guy has been tearing us. Number 22, he's been tearing us. This is the player that everyone was joking, this guy actually might be better than Werner and Johnson.
King Otter says Werner looks like he can't be bothered.
I think he's pulled his hamstring or something from a touch that he had earlier.
To be honest, King Huddle, I don't think Timo Werner's the only one that looks like he couldn't be bothered, if you want me to be brutally honest.
But yeah, if this guy's off the pitch, I hate to say this is actually a relief. Oh, I need that Bonorama jacket.
I knew it was coming. Oh, there, Esposir, I knew it was coming.
Penny Hill music loading.
Go on, Poro.
The fact that they also have more shots than us is genuinely hilarious.
Yeah. Well, it's just shocking. Like, they should be struggling to get out their own half. They're not. We're struggling to even break into their half.
Maybe Tamworth could have beaten Liverpool. The poorer the team, the more Spurs make the team look like prime.
Yeah.
That I actually do think it is a sliding scale that with Spurs. When it is prime Brazil, Spurs end up being prime Brazil themselves. If it's a fourth tier Brazilian team, we'll make them look like prime Brazil. It's just a sliding scale with us.
Tottenham throwing. Regulon. Oh, go on, Johnson. Great take.
Good ball.
That's better. On to Timo.
Please, Timo.
Oh my Lord. He is atrocious. I'm sorry, with the pace he's got to burn, he's a German international. He should be knocking that on the outside and skinning this guy. This guy was working in the factory this weekend. Fuck's sake. And nothing against factory workers. We've all been there. It's a job that needs to be done. But, it's embarrassing. Timo Werner's on 185k a week, for God's sake. He earns 5 years of his salary.
He owns the factories. He owns the factories, profit. What the factory makes in a week.
Now, look at the size of Tom Thompson, the goalkeeper, and the age of Mikey Moore. It's hardly him causing the problems, ref. Get on with it.
It almost feels wrong that Tom Tonks is even marking Mikey Moore. It seems like that's illegal.
Should have got a restraining order.
The age.
That's what they should have done. Slapped all the Tamworth players with restraining orders against Mikey Moore so they can't touch him because of his age. No, God.
Oh, Timo!
Werner, pass it, you greedy fucker.
My God.
Pass the ball, Timo. You do the wrong thing every time.
Oh, he's so useless. He's so useless.
Haul
He's
him
so
off.
useless. Timo is so useless. Timo is a human experiment.
And only Tottenham would touch him. People screaming about Werner in the chat. Here we go. Biss, let's move this now. Stop dribbling and move the ball.
Oh,
Madison,
matters.
brilliant. Go on.
Oh!
First bit of quality we've seen, half an hour in. That's much better from Madison. Much, much better. I love that. He could have played Werner in there, but I don't blame him for not taking
No,
that option. I really don't.
would not have played Werner in. People are also upset that Werner seemed to be kind of sort of laughing about it, which I agree is just ridiculous.
Well, I mean, that's why he's on the bench all the time, isn't it? And he
doesn't seem to give a shit, really.
Come on, one good
Martin Knightsbridge saying 100,000 a week versus 100 pounds a week.
Yeah. Oh,
sorry. Oh,
unlucky. And this is my problem.
But then he's saying which one's which. No, you wouldn't be able to tell that, actually.
No,
that's
you wouldn't.
The thing. Like between I'm not kidding. Number 22 for Tamworth. I actually probably right now, I think I would take him instead of Timo Werner. I think I'd actually make a switch. It really is that poor. Martin, I mean, he is just stealing a living. And then Artist T saying the one thing saving us is their lack of pace. 100%. But
yeah,
I think that's what I was before we started recording. I was sort of talking to Dave about that, though. I was saying, like, I wonder if that's a way that we can sort of take advantage of them. But we're not really even taking advantage of them for that because we're not actually playing any passes in behind or even trying to stretch the game really at all. So that's the frustrating thing. And we're not even really running at our opponents. Like, you know, again, Johnson here, Timo, situations. You know, the only person doing it is Mikey Moore. Good ball, though, from Johnson. Oh, my God, Lord. We cannot cross.
Who hit that cross?
Pedro Porro this time.
Oh, my Lord.
We have a disease at Tottenham when it comes to crossing a ball.
It's a good ball by Johnson there. Holy shit, Porro. I wonder do any of the other supporters of any other team actually get to enjoy football? Genuine question. Like, there's only one option for Mikey Moore there, and Werner's standing behind these guys. Is he taking the piss? Is he actually taking the piss? He's got to get himself in the position for the knockdown. It's really not difficult. Don't start getting frustrated now. That's stupid.
Pedro, that was dumb and childish.
He's getting frustrated. I mean, 2 seconds ago, he blew the ball.
Against Tamworth, you're hitting him in the back of the head, really.
It's because he's frustrated. I mean, 2 seconds ago, he pumped the ball out, fucking back down the M40 to London. It's a joke. And then he resorts to this.
Cool, sexy football saying, just in from work. I take it, weeping shit.
Honestly, lad, Tamworth look like the better team. You know, going forward, causing us more danger. We are utterly shit this first half hour. Crap. Size of the pitch. We should be spreading that ball out nice and wide, knocking it about, bombarding them. But all we keep doing is dribbling, taking 30 touches, go back, look good, look at me, I'm a £100 million player. You idiot. Seriously, £100 million players would be out here driving at these. You know, it'd probably already have a hat-trick by now.
Timo Vanarama Werner. A lot of them might be fans of the Birmingham teams, Dave.
King Huddle says a pub player. Just kidding, tomorrow. What'd you say, Jack?
No, Artist T was saying a lot of them might be fans of the Birmingham teams, Dave, says Artist T.
Yeah, they probably are.
Tamworth. I'm not sure. I didn't even look up where Tamworth is.
Yeah, I think it's in Birmingham or outside Birmingham. Tamworth player having a go at a Tottenham fan. He is, look.
That was hilarious from King Huddle.
Well done, Kinski.
Sir! Surely he's giving him a card.
Looked like he got whiplash there.
Yeah, it looked like he got punched in the mouth. And very much intentionally as well. Yeah, he's just got elbowed in the mouth intentionally.
He got pushed from one player into another, look.
Yeah, but he leans his shoulder in there for sure.
Yeah.
Ribsy85 saying, I'm enjoying this, but enjoying this in the same sort of way someone would enjoy getting stepped on. I'm sick, send help. No, it's very much masochistic kind of way.
If you're a Tamworth fan, you're enjoying it like a Tamworth fan, you know what I mean? But from a Tottenham fan, it's certainly not enjoyable.
It's like an existential kind of crisis kind of way you're enjoying it, Ribsy.
That's it, Madison. Start taking control now. Shame I've had to wait 36 minutes, but let's go.
Well done,
Oh,
Mike.
that's it. He's bringing Tonk for a walk.
Regs, there you are.
See, all we got to do is up the tempo, guys. It's more like it. Porro, great switch of play to Regulon. Regulon, shit cross. It's better, though.
Peter Banks' haircut or hairline is pretty dodgy.
It is atrocious.
He's just got to give it up.
More.
Well
Skins
done, Mikey.
Well, Ferner, what are you doing out there? That's where he should be.
Oh, no.
Well done. Good recovery from Regulon. Get turned, bring him for a run. Well done. Well done. Here
well
we go.
done, Matters.
There. Do not.
Well done, Werner. Well done,
Madison.
Matters.
Oh, you just can't strike it cleanly.
Maybe he could have squared it because Timo made a late run again. Looked like he could have squared it. Let's see if he could have. Good ball from Timo. Yeah, he could have squared it, man. He's got Timo and Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson's back post as well. He's just ignored them all. Greedy fucker.
Yeah, he's had it. Or I forget if it was Madison on another one of those chances, but we had another one of those chances where I think someone could have just been played in instead of taking the shot. Got a score there, says Daniel.
What bugs me is you're looking at this. You're telling me Anala Sessi couldn't do what Basuma's doing out here. You're telling me Lancashire couldn't fare better than Werner out here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dorrington couldn't do what Dragosin or Gray have done this half. This is what pisses me off. You know, you play your full strength team, and this is the shit they put in. Seriously.
I feel that way just with Timo mostly. It's just I don't understand what at all Timo's bringing to the team that, you know, that Lancashire wouldn't be. Like Lancashire at least would be offering some sort of physical
good
threat.
touch. Oh, I can't get onto it. Doesn't have the strength. If I see us play any more walk and pace football, I'm going to go mad.
It's amazing they even have electronic advertising boards. Timo. Matters. A little bit of space for Johnson. Johnson tried to slide it across. That was actually not a bad one. At least not a bad attempt that time.
He hasn't even picked his head up to see where the players are, though. He's just hitting them up there. No. I need to go and get a fizzy drink. I'm going to end up falling asleep.
Thank you very much, Drew. Please, everybody, do smash the like button, though, if you have been enjoying it. I mean, like I said, it was always going to be a weird game, a funny game, a bit of a palate cleanser. Maybe not the tastiest of palate cleansers, but it always was going to be a different one. Looks like we had a little bit of a sketchy moment there. I was looking away. Spurs nearly conceding, scoring on themselves. Kinski doesn't seem to get bullied, Kinski, from the set piece there. He tries to go long to Timo. Well done by Sar. Timo, oh my lord, he gives it away there. And then Pedro Porro getting caught out here. Well done, Pedro. Recovers well. Basuma, man on. Regulon, man on. Assume as well. He's wrong person to go to. Tamworth putting us under pressure here. This game has just been in the balance, sadly. Very embarrassingly been in the balance. That was Fraser. We concede, says Artist T. Bit of space here for the Tamworth player. Back post. Woo! Again, you'd be hard pressed to be able to tell which team is the Premier League side, apart from the tattoos and the fancy boots and the fancy kits and everything, and all
Honestly,
that. You'd be hard pressed to tell who the Premier League side is.
honestly, Tamworth are putting an unbelievable performance. These are part-time players, by the way. They put in an unbelievable performance. We have just been absolutely shockingly shit. They look more like scoring than what we do. They're
100%.
better going forward than what we are.
100%.
We are atrocious. Honestly, I'm pissed off with this half. I think everybody is, and I think everyone's well within their right to go absolutely nuclear at halftime. You're talking about Werner 185k a week. What's Madison on? You presume over 100k a week?
This is
you
it's real exposure of a lot of these guys. It really exposes a lot of these guys. Just what we say. We say this, though, on a regular basis about them anyways. This isn't something we're saying for the first time about these guys, that they really are, in a lot of cases.
This is embarrassing. This is actually embarrassing.
But when we have said, before in games, when we're like, oh my gosh, these guys can't even complete a pass, sometimes, or these guys can't even cross a ball, these guys can't even run at a defender,
Put this in comparison.
We've said that in plenty of games. And now that we're up against an actual National League side here, and it still is true, and it still is the case, that's when it's a real confirmation.
Put this into comparison. Man City's kids, with Jack Grealish out there, slapped up Salford yesterday by what, 8 goals?
Yeah.
We've barely tested the Tamworth goalkeeper. And we playing players that play in the Premier League. Week in, week out. Man City's kids slapped up Salford, who are Division 2. A couple of rungs higher than these guys. You know what I mean? It's embarrassing. Yeah. It really is embarrassing. And this is where they earn the titles that, I've given players in the past. Overpaid. Bottle jobs. Hitting and hoping now. Oh, my Lord. Getting suckered into their game.
Get out there, Regs. If they score first, says Patty Higgins. I don't even want to think about that, Patty. Now at this point, we just need to get I need to get to halftime.
Half-time's approaching, so they're going to do the old fake, let's pretend we're trying bullshit. I'm sick of it. No, honestly, I'm sick of it. You see it all the time. You see a winger standing on the bench ready to come on. All of a sudden, you see Johnson getting on the ball, trying to take on his man and whipping in a cross. You see another player all of a sudden come alive. It's like, do we really have to wait to that point for you to come fucking alive? Where's your self-motivation within yourself to give your best every single opportunity? Now, all of a sudden, half-time is approaching. They know I'm just going to rollick them in the dressing room. Now, all of a sudden, Dragerson runs out with the ball with urgency. Now we're trying to put a cross in the box. Piss off. It's all fake, pretendy bullshit. It does not wash with me. I've been in plenty of dressing rooms to know what goes on.
This time you can actually probably be in the dressing room.
Disgrace. Get them all off the pitch. Get them all off. Absolutely disgraceful. Get the kids on. That is disgraceful. Disgraceful. Halftime, everybody. Halftime. It's absolutely disgraceful. And I know people are going to say, oh, you might go over the top. I'm sorry. Our weekly wages would buy Tamworth. Do you know what I mean? What we play, each one of them players to play out there today would buy Tamworth Football Club. We're playing against part-timers who are working hard during the week, to come out here and put on a performance. And they look like the better team. They look like scoring. We are just going through the motions. I'm absolutely fed up with it. Radu Dragson, Archie Gray, and Basuma have had the most touches of the ball. Anytime we go forward, we can't string two passes together between a ringer, the front man, and the midfield. It's absolutely embarrassing. But yet when they go forward, they can string passes together. They can put crosses in the box. We can't do a tap. It's bloody embarrassing. I'm sorry, but it actually just comes down to self-motivation and self-effort. You don't need tactics. You don't even need Ange Postecoglou to tell you what to do. This just comes down to you, yourself, the energy and that you want to put out there. It's nowhere near good enough. It's embarrassing. And I'm sick of overpaid players putting embarrassment on this crest. To put it into context, Man City's kids yesterday slapped up Salford 8 odd. Slapped them up. And they're a couple of rungs higher than these Tamworth players. Huge respect to Tamworth. Huge half put in by them, and fair play to them, because we are looking at senior international players who get flown around the world in private jets, the best of buses and everything else, being outrun, outfought, and outdone by guys who are working on a building site during the day, going to training for an hour, and then going home and having to get up at 6 o'clock the next morning to do it all again. They should be absolutely embarrassed with themselves this half. Completely embarrassing.
I just think this is a real exposure of a lot of our players, to be honest. Like the guys that have been picked for this game that do play on a more regular basis, in this first team. I think it really exposes them. Like, I think as much as we make jokes about Timo on a regular basis, I think this really does expose that Timo is, in fact, probably non-league level. Like, he really isn't in any way, what this team requires. And it also is what Ange just had to work with. He's working with guys that can barely be able to string together 2 to 3 passes against a non-league side without the help of some of the better players like Kulusevski, Solanke, Sonny, whatever, et cetera, in the team. They really are struggling without some of these other senior pros. And they're also showing, sadly, I think a bit of that lack of care, lack of, sort of will or anything too, in this game. It seems like when they start to try things, when they start to try to be a bit more daring, they are able to get behind, or they are able to make the Tampa defense to crumble a little bit or start a little shaky. But they don't really see that up. We don't really see that behind things. We maybe attempted 2 to 3 passes over the top, or 2 passes behind, or maybe 1 or 2 switches of play. We actually just tried to move the ball about, just a bit quicker. We'd actually find even space, available. Like, it's not like this Tamworth team, or, like you say, they are playing to a degree, pretty well. But I don't even know if they've really even had that many question marks, asked to them. It's not like we're really, putting that much pressure on them. And what we're doing is, I'll be honest, Dave, like what we're doing is kind of like kindergarten level. Like, it's kind of basic. Like, I'm watching like guys every single time receive the ball, have no idea what they want to do with it, take 4 or 5 touches to get it under control, or just have some sort of.
They're going through the motions, Jack. They're going through the motions. They don't want to be here. They're not used to this. They want to be in the luxury of the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, eating on, being able to block out the noise, all bollocks. They're going through the motions here. They're already thinking about the North London Derby on Wednesday. You don't want to get injured. I don't want to expend too much energy. I just want to get through the game, and get to the Arsenal game. I'm sorry, but if you lose this going into the Arsenal game, what bloody hope have we got? Because half of these players are going to play anyway. It's not good enough. It's absolutely shocking. It's embarrassing. They just do not want to be out here. And to the point, that's why, many people are looking for the under-21s, looking for some of these guys to come in. Guys that actually will put in a bit of energy, that actually want to prove a point, that are trying to break into the senior team. These guys are just going through the motions. And this is one thing Postecoglou assured us wouldn't happen today, by the way, in the pre-match press conference. And look,
Yeah.
to a degree, it's not on him. He can scream and shout all they want. If they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. But, he was asked about this in the pre-match press conference. Is there, are you worried about Tottenham turning up with the wrong attitude? They're all multimillionaires, this, that, and the other, and they're rocking up to a place like Tamworth. Are you worried about the attitude? No, not going to happen. They've all come from environments like this. Okay, well, I think they've obviously forgotten where they've come from then, right? Because they've come out here, piss poor attitude, going through the motions, and it's just not good enough. If I'm Postecoglou now, I'm saying to Basuma, look, get off the pitch. All you're doing is standing in the middle on the ball, doing this. Come here to me. And then you don't pass it to them. You ignore the option and you go backwards. Come and sit beside me on the bench. In fact, actually, don't. Go and sit on the bus and wait till the game's done. I'd haul off the likes of fucking Johnson right now. I don't know who would bring on, but I'd haul off Johnson right now. I'd do the same thing. Go and sit on the bus. You're not watching the next 45. And the same to Werner. In fact, I'd say you're not even getting on the bus. There's your train ticket. Fuck off. Lancashire, get on the pitch. This is not good enough. He has to make a statement. Get them youngsters on and let's see some bloody enthusiasm for this. This is why we keep going out, because we come up against teams like these. We're playing international players, and all of a sudden they're like, hang on, this is... I'm sick of it.
Sorry, everybody.
In order to get to the later rounds of the Cup, they have to play games like this. What do they not understand?
Now they're saying Dave's audio is cutting in and out. Sorry, everybody. That seemed to happen last time. In my case.
Doesn't matter. Just keep going, Jack. It'll go. It'll come back.
Sorry, everybody. Some people are saying the audio cut out there. Is my audio okay? Maybe people can respond. My audio.
Forget about it. Just keep moving, lad. Keep plowing. Be all right.
But we did have some stuff. There was a good comment from Jacob just saying, imagine having to use the likes of Solanke or something like that for this game. I think that's just or having to bring on Solanke or having to bring on Sonny or something like that for this game. I mean, that's just atrocious if that has to come to that case. Just an all new level of embarrassment. Then Q7 saying kind of something that I sort of agree with Dave, saying, I don't think Tamworth have even done anything they haven't had to. We are just a basic low IQ team. All our passes or runs are just straight off of the whiteboard, nothing inventive at all. And I think that's kind of how I feel about this. I don't even think we're even asking any questions of any kind of this Tamworth side. Just making sure, yeah, seems like my audio is okay. And I tried to give Dave a little bit of a refresh. Sorry about that, everybody. It happened last time, but we'll try to figure it out for future. But Dave, I think it was Henrik, member for 1 month, fan show member. Thank you, Henrik. Saying we have players who play for the national team. Meanwhile, Tamworth 35-year-old pub dads putting us under pressure. It's an absolute disgrace. Yep. I mean, Dave, that's the thing, right? You have full-blown internationals, established national league national teams. You have England internationals in here. You have Spanish internationals in here. It's incredible. It really is incredible. How poor, you can sometimes make yourself look, against the lowest of opposition.
It's embarrassing, and he's put it absolutely spot on. 35-year-old pub dads, you know what I mean? It's absolutely embarrassing. What you're seeing there, Jack, is guys that are in a comfort zone that, clearly aren't living in this world, in this reality. And obviously, do you know what? I've completely disregard for the work ethic that you need to put in life, and you're seeing another team out there in terms of Tamworth, out there work hard during the week, family man, still while trying to maintain some sort of level of football career, putting in the work ethic, and they're getting their rewards and we're not, regardless of talent. You've got to put the work in. Everything in life comes down to putting the work in, hard work. You don't get anywhere without hard work. You don't even become a billionaire without putting in hard work. You know what I mean? And I think we just, you're looking at a squad of players there, the players out there on the pitch, a lot of them, who, they just don't live in this reality, Jack. And we're saying that out there. I'm sorry, we are.
Yeah, 100%.
Train tickets home for all of them. Honestly, go Roy Keane on it. Train tickets home for all of them. No bus. Oh, well, you didn't expend any energy, so get the bus home. And don't you dare come back to me and report that you're tired ahead of Wednesday either.
And then as well, Martin Knightsbridge saying it's proper Vanarama non-league game here. No, it is. It really is non-league stuff. Absolutely. They've just brought us down to their level, but also we're just playing at such a, I think we're playing at such a low IQs. We're playing at such a low IQ tempo that we've brought ourselves down to their level as well. It's not even also them bringing us down to it. We've just played at such a low capacity and such a low ability that it really is, actually quite hard to tell, which one is the Premier League side. Like I said, apart from maybe the fancy kits and the tattoos and the boots and whatnot, that'd be the only tell really of any kind. And Dave also as well, Ribsy85 saying effing boo. Great show as always, guys. And Ribsy was saying actually in the chat, that in a situation like this, this is where kind of booing comes from. And I kind of do see where I don't necessarily read that much into booing. I think it's just sort of a natural noise made by people, just when they are upset or just when they are maybe showing just a little bit of displeasure at what they've had to witness. But yeah, this was pretty awful. If anybody had to wake up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., whatever crazy o'clock time, or even just having to wake up just a little bit earlier than normal on a weekend to watch this game, I would have said just stay in bed, for the first half. Actually, really, you would have saved yourself, a whole lot of, just sort of a headache or whatever you want to call it, brain cells being killed, because it just was sort of just a non-event, really, that first half. I mean, Tamworth looked like the more likely team to score. They didn't necessarily have a ton of moments in the game, but they did look like the better team to score.
The thing is, what annoys me is players moaning, bitch, and cry and everything else. Oh, they're being mean to me out there. They have an opinion on me, this, that, and the other. I'm sorry, but these are the games where it's formed. This is where the narrative around you guys are formed. Games like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you go out there, you're expending energy, you're putting a bit of quality, you get exempt from that. If you're going out there and getting sucking into it, this is where boos come from. This is where fans go, I can't forgive you. This is where fans think and deem players not good enough. And then all of a sudden you get players crying, deleting their social media. Oh, they're being mean to me. Boo-hoo. Okay, well, I have to sit here and watch this shit for 45 minutes. So I think it's a fair change off, right? And if you don't want that narrative, hey, presto, perform.
Yeah. I'm just going to refresh Dave's. It seems like the audio is done like a little bit better. Sorry about that, everybody. Going into another crazy 45 here. Could this game end up being 0-0? Could this game end up only being, a 1-goal margin, 2-goal margin? That's just crazy to think about. But it looks like that's the pathway that we're set for here, everybody. So strap yourselves in. Get yourself another coffee. Maybe pour something into that coffee if you're up nice.
Honestly, have an Irish coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's going to need that at this point.
Get yourself to the pub if it's open nice and early. That's what I'd say, for this game. Because, geez, I think we got a spicy 45. We got a spicy 45 ad. What sort of changes, Dave? Would you be livid if Ange isn't going to make any changes? Would you be livid?
Well, I mean, what good is putting them straight back out there? Honestly, what's it going to do? We've seen it before, right? You get in at halftime, no changes. The same shit continues for the next 15, 20, 25 minutes until Ange wants to make changes. I'm sorry, don't do that today. You give Timo Werner his train ticket. You say, right, you can fuck off. You're not watching the next 45. You tell Brennan Johnson and Basuma to go and sit on the bench without having a shower, by the way. Don't deserve it. You didn't do any running, didn't do any sweating, so you don't need one. And you bring on Olasesi, you bring on Will Lancashire, I don't know, someone else, but you make a statement. If you send them back out there for the next 45, if I'm a player, you're deeming to me that 45 was acceptable. And they're going to come out and do the exact same shit again. So for me, he's got to make changes now at halftime, get the youngsters on so that we can see some enthusiasm. Olasesi, you're telling me he couldn't have done what Basuma done in that half, or would have shown more because he's desperate to try and break into this team and get himself in front of Ange Postecoglou's eyes and get him into favour. You're telling me Lancashire wouldn't have done what Werner done, if not more, in that half. Of course they would. What have you got to lose? You put these guys out there to try and get this game done by now so you could take them off early. It's failed because they don't want to run. They don't want to be out there. Make substitutions. If not, all you're doing is giving them belief, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them go and nick it.
Yeah. Some people are saying the audio is buggered again, but it's strange because it seems to happen for some people.
I'm just going to log out, refresh, and log back in.
And is it happening on my end? Like some people seem to say it's happening for both. I think we could both do a little bit of a refresh. I'll wait till Dave's kind of come back. Even Dave's mic has had enough of these players. Is it my mic as well, though, Martin, as well as some other people? Let me know. Has it been happening to me? Because then maybe I got to get a refresh, and then Dave and I are going to have to take a look at some things behind the scenes, under the hood, for next time. Apologies about this, everybody. Just let me know if it's been experiencing on my end, or is happening right now, or has been happening a lot on my end. Let me know if you guys been hearing some bad mic issues on my end as well. Looks like we're about to get kicked off here, though, again, and I'll try to add Dave back in just a sec. Both, says Herbie. Audio seems fine for both of you. Audio is fine. It's happening to some people, though. That's kind of the issue, is that it seems to be happening to some people. Some people are having different experiences. Log back out, log back in. Just Dave mainly. It's both different times. Both have cut out at some point. Well, I'll do a little refresh on my end as well. Tommy Tonks, though, getting it kicked off here. Okay. Just gonna add Dave back in here, everybody, and then I will give myself a bit of a refresh. No subs. Just adding you back in, and then I have to do the same for myself here.
The move and use the weight of the pitch. Jesus Christ. So tight there. You're making their job so much easier. Safe option again. There we are. That's better from Regulon. Oh, what is this? Tamworth free kick. Another opportunity to pump one in on top of us. They take it down. He's offside. Thank God for that. Lionel getting stick there. He's way off. Good decision. Dragosin. Can we move it forward? Fuck me, we've gone over halfway line. Brilliant. Johnson. Backwards. Backwards. You're a winger. Bissouma. Switches play. Holy shit. He actually can do it. My God. Johnson's in plenty of space. See how easy this is? Don't you dare turn backwards. Don't you dare. That's better. Just put it in the box there. Bissouma well mopped up. Johnson, good ball on the overlap to Madison. Madison shoots. It's a good save. That's much better. See what happens when we just move the football with a bit of speed and use the weight of the pitch? Spread play. It's so much easier. So much easier. Jano says excuses have started. I don't think you'll hear anyone making excuses today, lad. None. Good save from the Tamworth goalie there. He's down injured now, is he? Or are they just killing time? They want to replay at the Spurs Stadium. Oh no, it goes to extra time, doesn't it? What did he do? Take something in the ribs? Is he winded? Seems winded there. Tyler says, I told you the goalie was going to feel the save when he's changing light bulbs on Monday morning. Shawnee Maddox says, what is the point of Werner? He has done nothing. I think many people are questioning the same thing, Shawnee. No, Woodsy, no subs. Absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking. To not make any subs, it's embarrassing. all you're doing is sending out a message that 45 was acceptable. Can we get on with the game now? Jeez, they have some big boys at the back post here. Or at the back. That's where it's going anyway, obviously. It is. Can Kinski claim it? Brilliant, Kinski. Use your kick. Do you know what? Just give the ball to Kinski. Let him start doing the distribution. Basuma. Radu Dragusin. Back to Gray. Let's go forward now, Tottenham. Quicker. Good link up between Madison and Mikey Moore there. Madison switches the play. It's much better. Brennan Johnson. Good ball. Back to Johnson. Basuma. Tom Tonk sticking to him. Oh, now they're starting to get frustrated with each other. Lovely. Just what we need. Oh. Take it down, Radu. You're not playing Arsenal. Better. Good play by Madison. Oh, ref. It's the advantage. Nuts by Porro. Great. To Mikey Moore. What can he do? He's been doubled up on. Goes backwards to Basuma. Basuma loses possession. Tamworth breaking forward here. Brilliant from Papa Matsar. Well read. Can we get the break here? Oh, we just can't play. Papa Matsar still chasing it down. That's it. That's more like it. See? Unlucky. Oh, Johnson. Go on. Keep going, Johnson. Well done, Radu. Good clearance. Can we pick this up again? Radu wins it again. Well done, Sar. Look at Madison. All right, T says it was one-way traffic for almost every other Premier League opponent against lower league opposition by this time. Embarrassing and inexcusable. I completely agree with you, lad. I completely agree with you. I made the point at half-time. You know, Salford's kids slapped up, Man City's kids slapped up Salford and put 8 by them yesterday. You know, it's completely embarrassing. There's not a well on Mikey Moore. Takes the ball to them. Werner with the open goal and he misses. Oh, my God. That's embarrassing. What play by Mikey Moore down that left-hand side, and a brilliant cross to match. But RST, it's completely embarrassing. There's no excuse about the stadium, the pitch. It just comes down to work rate, ethic, and ability. You know what I mean? If you combine the three, you're going to win this game. You beat them easy. We haven't even got out of first gear. We're embarrassing. Mikey Moore's been our best player going forward. Gray on the ball. Would you agree with RST, Jack?
Sorry, I'm just asking Nate about maybe some of the issues that we were having earlier.
No.
Trying to.
Oh, well done, Johnson. Madison, strike. Moves out to Mikey Moore. Madison now moving the ball around. Porro. Blazes it. Fucking hell. George Carlas says, Timo, you legend.
What is kind of crazy, Artist T, to an extent, is that when I have checked in on a lot of the other scores in the FA Cup, like, it's been pretty one-way traffic, for a lot of these teams, like you're saying. It's been pretty easy. Like, Man City, Salford looked to be pretty easy. A lot of the other games, Accrington, Stanley, Liverpool looked pretty easy. Bournemouth seemed to have an easy time against whoever they played against. A lot of the Premier League teams didn't seem to struggle. I could be wrong, but from what I could tell, a lot of them didn't seem to struggle, and there weren't really any upsets. And Spurs looked to be the one team that potentially could be the upset. Or, sorry, Nick. Did I say Nate? That's hilarious.
It's embarrassing, Arts. There's no excuse for any of these after the game. Whatever they get on social media, whatever the fans say about them, as long as it doesn't obviously go into the realms of stupidity, like we've seen before, I think it's justified, well in their right to question them. It's just been a hard watch, devoid of any real quality, and to be honest with you, we look every bit of a National League team right now. It's completely took the gloss off the Liverpool win. Approaching 60 minutes. And Tamworth are the one trying to compose himself. Embarrassing. Tom Tonks going long again. Will he reach the box? With ease. Oh, it's cleared onto the edge of the box. It gets brought off, bouncing around.
Oh, my Lord. That was probably one of the sketchiest moments for them. Oh, my Lord.
See Mullet with the opportunity. If he just made a better connection, we could be 1-0 down by now. Papa Massar gets the clearance. Oh.
And the follow-up. That's even scarier. They had a follow-up there.
They just want it more.
They look like scoring.
They do. Are we really getting back into this now? Who's gone down? Radu. Radu's gone down.
All the big wins yesterday were at home. I think if we're playing at home, this is entirely different. Not to say Man City wouldn't go to Salford and win comfortably, but these are factors. Probably is to an extent. The pitch and the pitch and the stadium is a leveler to some degree, but it still feels like it shouldn't really be this close. It shouldn't be this close.
We're playing part-timers. There's no excuse. I don't care about the pitch, the leveler. You think these guys didn't play on AstroTurf growing up? You think they didn't play in some of these stadiums that sometimes out on loan and stuff? It's not an excuse. I'm not giving it to them. It's look, I do get it. Playing away from home, it makes your job a little bit more trickier. We're talking about players on 100k a week compared to players that are probably getting 50 quid for an appearance. Did he send them off? Is he gone?
No, I think he's just giving them a yellow. Maybe gave Radu a yellow as well.
Well done,
Kinski
Kinski.
recovers.
Get out his way so he can play Werner.
Well done, Timo.
It's a great ball by Kinski. Basuma.
Sorry, Dave. When I meant Nate, I meant Nick. Or when I said Nick, I meant Nate. Or someone, you get what I mean. Fucking hell, it's 3
No,
a.m.
I get you. It's passed backwards. Basuma. Back to Sarr. Regulon. Mikey Moore, is it? Or Madison? I think that's... Now it's Mikey Moore shoots. It's cleared. Oh, Archie Gray gets turned there. They're on the break. Oh, Radu goes to clear it. It bounces off him. It's gone out for a Tottenham throw-in in the end. I'm telling you, I can sense danger here. They're starting to believe. Tony, big up Tony. Really appreciate the support. Says I just heard from... I just heard that whoever scores the winner from Tamworth will get a free beer for life. Well, look, they'll definitely go down as a folklore hero anyway, that's for sure. Free beer, probably free stadium entrance. Here we go, Mikey Moore taking the game to them. It's glad to see someone doing it. Gets dispossessed in the end, still making a nuisance of himself. Loses out in the end. But yeah, Tony, they definitely go down as a hero, that's for sure. They'll live off that one. Even when they're old.
Give me on the pitch, they'll score an own goal.
Even when they're old, they'll be in the pub, bloody, living off that one. Big up, Tony. Appreciate the support, my man. It's embarrassing. I'm actually embarrassed sitting here watching this crap. RST says, and the funny part is, they'll be crying if Ange gets the sack if we lose this. When it'll be their fault. It's not even his fault today. Look, this is the thing. You don't even need tactics and that to beat these. It just comes down to endeavour. It really does. It comes down to endeavour and the wanting and there's a hunger and a desire to be out there. Honestly, you do. Your Premier League, you're up against part-timers. You don't need tactics. You just got to do the right things. Play with the right intensity. Have the right attitude. That's all it comes down to. It's great footwork by Mikey Moore. Gets in across, no one there. Sarr. Basuma. Back out to Reguilon. You have a go now. Madison. To Mikey Moore. Brilliant footwork again. Still going. Referee's giving a free out. We need to get a focal point in the box. There's no one to aim at. Get Ledger on.
Yeah. I mean, something similar to what Artist T is kind of saying is Jacob Anderson saying, I don't want to see an interview from Ange after this game.
I don't want to see an interview from anyone.
Yeah, but he's saying the players need to be answering the tough questions for their lack of quality and determination. I actually agree with Jacob on that. I mean, at this point, Artist T, how much can Ange really do? He doesn't need to even think about tactics necessarily against a team like this. It's not really that complicated. It's actually just about the players just being able to just, again, put themselves in the right position to just show that their quality is a lot better than this. And they could easily, I think, if they just showed more effort, but also just had a bit more quality about them, they would be 1 goal up, 2 goals up at this point. But I think sadly they're getting really exposed here. A lot of these guys, they're getting exposed for the fact that they really are not as good as some people would like to think they are.
Massively exposed here. The fact that we're still
that's pretty much the whole forward line to even sadly parts of the midfield. Again, as much as I try to defend Madison at times, how much has Madison really even done in this game? Good ball,
Johnson, good ball to Werner, finally. Oh, my Lord, you are useless. You are absolutely useless.
He's fully useless.
All he's got to do is lift it.
The sitters. He still can't even score the sitters.
The keeper's come sliding out. All he's got to do is lift it.
Oh, my gosh.
It's a great ball, John. Yeah. Well, he's time to do what he wants. It's probably the problem. Back to Mikey Moore. Good pull back.
Space here for Mikey.
Now Mikey Moore. Ball roll. Oh, nearly puts it back to
Maybe could have
Werner.
had a crack there.
Yeah. Don't hold your hand up like that. Just do better. I'm sick of you. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't stop apologising. Just fucking put the ball in the back of the net.
This is on Ange for putting him on the pitch, says Skunkworks. He
Fair.
probably could. He could bear some responsibility for the fact that he did play Timo. And also, right, he played such a strong lineup, only for them to still shit the bed and play terribly. Druzilla saying, I totally get it, dude. We should be doing much better. The front line has been an absolute joke.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Drew. I think that's a fair point to make. That, you know, when I said everybody got smacked yesterday, you know, there were no upsets. It is true that all the games were at home for these bigger
That's a fair
sides.
point.
But
It is a fair point.
it is an observation.
But I would apply that if we were playing League One, League Two. You know what I mean? If you're playing League One, you say, okay, yeah, it's a bit difficult. We're playing non-league opposition here.
Yeah. Timo again.
He's useless.
There's no way referee hasn't. He's gotten trampled on. Space here for the Tamworth player. Well done by Basuna. Get there, man.
Oh, trouble's coming. Trouble is coming.
You can see the fans. They are up for it. 25 minutes to go.
Look at Werner. He's looking over at the substitute bench to see if they're warming up anybody. He's begging to be taken off. It's good defending, that one. Oh, Tamworth, if they can just get the right delivery and one of these 6-foot guys on the end, we are a massive, massive trouble. Don't tell me we have to bring on Dom Solanke. Are you shitting me? Are you ripping the piss? We have to bring on Solanke.
No way. No way. Nearly scored.
And this is the danger. This is the danger. You don't put these away. This is the danger that you face. And who the fuck missed that header? It's gone right in front of Sarr. That's shocking.
Nearly 1-0 down. It's unbelievable. Solanke is, in fact, coming on. That is so sad. So pathetic. So pathetic that Solanke is coming on. Lucas Bergvall is on for Sarr. Sarr didn't really do a whole lot in this game, I'll be honest.
Al Ben says there's no way Werner's better than Manor or Sullivan. Definitely not.
I don't think. Be hard-pressed to find someone that is better than Timo Werner.
When Werner turns up for training Monday morning, I'd say, look, new job, Werner. You're not. There's a shovel. You know, go and keep the outside nice and clean. You're not playing football here anymore.
Get him on the grounds crew.
Yeah.
Even they probably would get rid of him pretty quickly.
You're the boot cleaner, Werner. The one player we wanted fully fit so that he could go relentless pressing on Wednesday, we've had to bring on. Who did Bergvall come on for?
Sarr.
Fair, good decision. Sarr's done fuck all.
Yeah, that's what I sort of said.
Johnson's making up a bit here.
Well
This
done
is
by
brilliant.
Pedro. Johnson.
Are you really letting that winger give you? He's a winger. Oh my.
That's first touch was shit. That was why. And he still can't cross it.
Now he's faking injury. Get up. Wuss. Sick of it. Players rolling around. Can't even do the basics. Do you not maybe they might understand they're actually getting contact because their touches are so shit. Porro goes long to absolutely nobody. 70 minutes in, Tamworth nil, Tottenham nil. I can't believe it. Does he have a crush on this Tamworth management team or something? Can we see what's going on in the game? Bergval not there. Not there, Bergval.
I feel like Johnson let him down there. He played it off his back heel.
Oh my God, Porro. We are sleepwalking.
Block by Lucas. And the only team I see scoring is Tamworth. I hate to say it.
Yep.
Unless we get another clean breakaway by random.
He's waiting to nutmeg him.
Basuma.
Is he acting
Basuma.
the prick?
We're not playing.
Is he acting the prick? Honestly.
We're not playing futsal here, man.
He's waiting to nuts the guy. We are 0-0 against Tamworth, and that's why I want this guy sold. That's why I want him sold, Jack. He just does not understand it. He really doesn't get it.
Oh, no, and he's missed. Johnson. Oh, it's the battle of the more useless. It's the battle of the more useless. It's who's more useless between Timo Werner and Johnson. They are both a disgrace. He's probably offside. Oh, I mean, he nearly was offside. He was trying to get ahead of the ball when he didn't need to. All he needs to do is stay behind the ball. Oh, he's missed it. I mean...
No, that's just shit.
He's hit it off the inside of his hip. He's hit it off his calf as well. He's not even made clean contact.
Ball him off. Sell him back. Sell him to Tamworth. Do you know what I mean? He's useless.
Which one? I mean, which
Same
one?
as Werner.
Sell both of them at Tamworth. Double deal package. Double deal.
Fucking give them Basuma as well. Sick of it.
He's actually he's been missing sitters as well, Johnson. You know, I mean, yes, he was on that goal scoring patch, but I would say he's been missing. He misses sitters, man. He does miss sitters. Oh, back post. Good cross.
Who came off for Slanky? Mikey Moore.
Oh, my Lord. That first touch. Oh, that's really the battle of the most useless. He nearly touched it out of play there. He nearly touched it out of play.
Did he take Mikey Moore off for Slanky?
Yeah, he did.
And he kept useless on that left wing?
Kept Timo on, yeah.
Oh, my God.
He doesn't do himself any favors.
That hurts.
No, doesn't do himself any favors.
Unless he's thinking he's keeping Mikey Moore for Wednesday night. I don't know.
I mean, Johnson nearly touched it out of play there on his first touch, and he was inside inside the penalty area.
Good ball, Madison.
Johnson down the line, man.
Feeds Porro.
There we are.
Oh, that's good defending. Madison looking to pull the strings. Ball into Bergval. Bergval under hits it to Johnson. Johnson plays all the way back to Radu. Bergval. There we go. It's more like it. It's first midfielder I see do that today. Out to Werner. Oh, he's atrocious. He is atrocious. Can someone hit Solanke? He's in the box.
It's actually going to make this more embarrassing that we brought on Solanke, and we'll probably still go a goal down.
Still, bring him on, and he still won't put a ball in the box for him.
Yeah. Druzilla saying Moore just came back from a lengthy injury. He was never going to play 90 minutes.
Yeah, fair point. Fair point. It's just he was a better winger. That's all. But you do raise a fair point, Drew.
Trinidad saying this is more embarrassing than NS Mura.
Yep.
I mean, that's the thing. We actually did ask ourselves, you know, which team is better between NS Mura and this side. I mean, NS Mura probably is actually, at least they probably do have one, maybe two players that are actually, you know, of some sort of European quality. This really is just Unspeakable.
Hands made a run up and go back today.
Daniel Levy there as comfortable as he can be.
He's gone incognito.
I mean, the fact that he's not even in a heated seat, Dave.
Oh,
my
Jesus
Lord, we nearly
Christ.
scored
I'm
from a
telling you, it's
deflection.
going to open up the game for this. Jack Paul Markey says Johnson from day one has been a total waste of space. Give him back to Forest. He's even worse than Werner. He's actually better than Werner, but he just doesn't have it. He just doesn't have it at this level. Werner is useless though. Jack, what do you want to say, Paul? Big up Paul though. Hopefully you're keeping well despite this shit show.
I mean, in a game like this, it's hard to argue who actually has been more useless between Timo and Johnson, as much as maybe you could say Johnson is more keepable. He's not really necessarily put a claim down to be that much better than Timo.
Yeah, fair.
Look,
actually, I'm not even getting into an argument who's more shit. They're both useless.
No, it's really just picking between which shit-flavored lollipop you like more, really. But with Johnson, man, like, this is a bad giveaway from Archie Gray. Well done by Pedro Porro.
Shoulder ref.
What I will say, though, with Johnson, man, is just that at one point, right, he does get into the right areas to score. He has a real knack for that. He knows how to put himself in the good areas to score. But my other issue, and it was the case last season, as much as he did get a lot of goals, he actually finished well below his XG, which means that he's not a clinical player. As much as he gets into the right areas to score, which is a good skill to have, he's not necessarily a very clinical player. And I think that's come true or is maybe shown in the last few games or so, because I do feel like he has missed some good opportunities that have come his way. And he doesn't do a whole lot other than that. He doesn't do a whole lot. He doesn't really create anything. He doesn't really create chaos. He doesn't really give his fullback that much to deal with. All he does is kind of just show up at the right time, at the right place. But when he has been doing that in recent games, he's not even necessarily put away these chances. So that's kind of the more frustrating thing, is that he's not really doing anything in the whole 90 minutes. But then when he does get that one moment to shine, he's not even taking it.
Well done, Johnson. Oh, why is he turned back?
And the other thing for me is that this guy actually genuinely cannot cross a ball, which is just so scary.
Bergwall?
We're talking about a winger, one of the most basic things of being a winger, which is crossing a ball, and he actually can't do it. Solanke, well done.
Ball out to Werner.
Oh, my Lord.
Shit.
Oh, my Lord. Basuma.
Werner, you can stand there with your arms up all day. Look what you just done 10 seconds ago, you twat.
Well done by Matters. Well done by Solanke.
Guys, there's 4 years there. Right, Johnson, skin him. Please run at him. Please give him something difficult.
There you go, man. Well done, Bergvall. I think he's done well since coming on.
Johnson in behind.
Johnson down the line to Porro.
Close there. Great to Bergvall. Archie Gray. Out to Werner. Backwards again. I need to start keeping account of how many times our wingers are passing the ball backwards. Gray. Reguilon. Werner. Backwards again. I'm going to scream.
Penalties it is at Tamworth. Basuma.
Johnson.
The commentator just said they only train on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
It's embarrassing. This is a joke, horseshoe football. Do you know what, guys? It's always horseshoe football when you've got Johnson who comes backwards and Werner who comes backwards. And Ange ain't telling them to do this. You know, they just keep coming backwards. That's when it goes blah, 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 side to side, you know, back across the midfield. I just want to see someone do something exciting. I want to see someone give me a chubby.
I think my ultimate frisbee team in college practice more often than.
Do you know what? Watching ultimate frisbee would give me a chubby right now. Watching this shit.
I just even consider that if they actually only train twice a week, I'm pretty sure my college frisbee team trained more than that per week. That's insane. It's just more embarrassing. You could come up with a million things just to make this more embarrassing. This game is really showcasing how poor our wingers are. That's for what it really is for me. It's really just showcasing just in a game like this. This is where you do need the quality in the wide areas, and that's where you want to show the quality difference. Really, is in those wide areas. What they can do with it when they have time, space, running at a fullback that doesn't necessarily train at this sort of level on a regular basis, doesn't deal with people this sort of pace and quality. But we actually haven't shown that. We've shown that these wingers are debatably Vanarama level.
It's
not
just
worse,
shocking.
it feels like.
It's just shocking. Like, you know, anytime the ball goes out wide, you know, Mikey Moore's the only one that would get on the ball, take his man, commit his man. Werner Johnson, backwards. I don't want it. Give it to someone else. You do it. It shows why Madison rides the bench every week and doesn't start in the midfield. You know, he was in the... What come down for Madison, by the way? A guy who was in the English team not so long ago can barely produce against Tamworth now. You know? Embarrassing.
And what I will say, too, is Basuma in this game, and, I mean, Sarr we know is a top-quality player, but Basuma and Sarr in this game, too, like, just constant sideways passing, barely moving the ball at all, barely even stretching the game with any sort of switches of play, no real endeavor when actually trying to make a pass of any kind.
Nope.
That's what's also been really frustrating. Is I think it's more been the wingers that have been the most frustrating. The forward line have been the most frustrating. But for me, it's also just midfielders have in no way given us any real excitement. They're not even trying anything, these midfielders. Like Basuma's just sort of playing at 25% capacity.
Oh, the midfielders are just happy to take the ball, stand there,
Roll it
and
around.
then move it back out to the side, and then wait for it to come back because they ain't going to do anything with it. Everyone's just rolling through the motions. This is going into extra time against a non-league opposition. Honestly,
Madison was guilty of that too, not just Basuma and Sarr. Madison was guilty of it.
they're all guilty of it. Look, man, talking about Madison, you know, he should have stepped up here today. He should be pinging balls over the top, down the sides, out to the wingers. He's done fuck all. Don't get me wrong, he's probably been the best midfielder today, but it ain't saying much.
It ain't saying much.
It's not a standard to compare it to. Johnson and Werner are fucking useless. They're full international players, by the way. Solanke's barely touched the ball since he's come on, through no fault of his own. You know, it's just been piss poor. And Jack, I've been saying this for how long now about a forward line? It's poor. It's shit. It's shit to watch. It's mundane. It's crap. It's predictable. It's boring.
Yeah.
Bergvall's looked bright since he's come on, though. Oh, it says the commentator's course there. Oh, Lord. Do you know what? Do you know what? Anyway, if they do lose this, it puts them under so much pressure, them players. Not only Postecoglou, but them players, it puts so much scrutiny on them. Because, yes, people go for Postecoglou, but if you think there ain't going to be like Simon Jordan and people on TalkSport pulling out them individuals and ripping them apart for what they earn compared to Tamworth and not getting the slack that they deserve. And do you know what? Hopefully they do, because it actually might actually make them wake up a little.
I think that's what you would say, right, though, is as much as you want to probably rip apart the manager, when you still say at the end, you're like, well, if you really were a Premier League player, you would kind of just win this on your own. just show a bit of quality, take a bit of, moment, take a pass 1, 2 players, and then just bang it in the back of that. I hate to put it that way, like it's that easy, but it kind of should be that easy for them. If these guys really are expecting to be on 100 grand a week, whatever, they should be able to make it that.
Tom Tonks had more impact than any other player on our team. He should be on 100k a week, not fucking some of the frauds we're paying. Paul Markey says, stop making excuses for Johnson. He's a waste of space, period. He's cost us more than he's contributed. Look, I don't make excuses for Johnson. I've never hit on him early. You know what John said? He lacks some all-around quality for me to see this player that everyone's going to tell me he's blossomed into. He just lacks a lot of things that wingers should do. And, you look today, I think he's found his level, to be quite frank. The thing is, today it was never going to be to score goals or your winger score goals. It was all about having to crack the guy up and down to goals, and we couldn't do it. You're looking from 10 minutes in, Johnson had 10 yards of space with the ball, and he pumps it to the flag. I mean, Werner clipping a ball, and it's gone 60 yards up in the air. Fucking NASA have gone out looking for it. It's embarrassing. Just score one. Let's get it over and done with so I can just go move on with my Sunday. I'm not even sitting there after reflecting on this. There's nothing to reflect. We're shit. End of. That's if they don't break first. Oh, we're at 6s and 7s here. They've come down the wing. Gets in a Bush says we have no bollocks. No, that we certainly don't. Weak, pathetic, excuse merchants. That's all they are out there. And they make excuses for this. Tired. Okay, well, if you're tired, take one touch, move the ball quickly. Stop taking 10 touches. You know what I mean? If you're really that tired.
Oh, no. Bit of space here for the Tamworth player.
Second time they broke down this side now in a number of minutes. Werner's in. Is he? Can he get there? He does get there. Can he keep it in? He does.
Is he outsides?
Oh, Werner.
What was the point of even bringing Solanke on as well? What was the point? We have a North London derby after this.
It is bloody useless, this. This is hard. I'm so sorry for making you get out of bed for this, Jack.
I blame the ball, Dave, says K32. Yeah, is the FA Cup ball any different?
Oh, they'll probably try and tell you it's lighter or, it's square shaped or something like that,
Dara becoming a Black Hat member. Thank you very much, Dara. Been with us a long time, sir.
Yeah, big up there. I appreciate your support, my man. Been around a long time. 88 minutes. Tamworth on the break here. Regulon cuts it out.
What about me, says Drew. Ball behind. Timo, is it this time? Oh.
Oh, my Lord. Someone just take his boots off him and donate them. Just give them to a kid in need because they are wasted on Werner. They really are. Take his boots and give it to someone that deserves them.
Oh, so the ball can be an excuse, but the pitch can't. I was reading something from the chat, I think, Drew. I was reading something from the chat saying, the ball, can we blame?
Yeah, they'd probably tell you it's square shaped. You know what I mean? It's embarrassing. Now, I wonder, do they have any realization that we're approaching 90 minutes and they need to go forward with urgency? Nope. Well on, Werner. Yep, that's it, Basuma. Take 10 minutes. Why not? We're not at 90 minutes or anything. Johnson, you going to jump? No, it's not like we're at 91 minutes 0-0 against a team like Tamworth. Just let him out compete you in the air. You weasel. You bloody weasel.
I was up for this shit at 4, says Drew. Yeah, man, it's just waking up at this for like at 3 a.m. It's not worth it. Should just stayed in bed, everyone.
Oh my fucking God.
I can't even believe these players hadn't even scored a goal just to save themselves from having
But
to
you
play
know what?
30
This is
more
going to
minutes.
extra
they're
time.
having to play now 30 more minutes. They're going to tank
Yeah.
themselves.
This is going to extra time. And I do not want to hear one of them players make that excuse that they're too tired for the Arsenal game. Because they put themselves in this situation. So I'm not going to let them excuse it away. Because as soon as they do, if I was a reporter, I'd be like, well, do you not think you could have avoided that by doing more against Tamworth? No. So why are you saying you're tired now? It's your fault. Because that's what they'll do. They done it after last North London Derby defeat, if you remember. Oh, we're tired. Levy didn't, hire a private jet for us to get back from international duty. We were tired, And if they try and explain it away again, oh, we're tired because we had to go extra time against Tamworth, I'll just stand there and say, yeah, Tamworth. Do you know what you just came out your mouth? Please don't give me extra time. I've better things to do today. I really do. Not extra time for this crap. My eyes don't deserve this. Jack doesn't deserve this. Why not just give it to Slanky when he's running to you unmarked? No, let's wait another 20 minutes. Now you want to give it to him.
Well done, Pedro. Oh. The magic of the cup.
It's not even the magic
of the cup. It's just the headache that it gives us.
It's just the shitness of Tottenham Hotspur. I mean, if this game doesn't accelerate us buying in forward players this January, I don't know what we're doing here.
Tamworth pubs jacking up the prices tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy really does look like you're just standard.
Probably pulled him out in the nightclub last night. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, he actually looks like he will be serving the pints, later, Kind of looks like your friendly bartender. Like in a rom-com or something. Oh, no, Dragon.
Oh, no, don't you dare. Not again.
Why are you getting into that battle, man?
Don't throw your arms up in the air. Just do better.
I don't feel any magic or entertainment. Spurs.
There's none of it.
No.
I don't know why they're complaining that the ref did. They were always going to do this if you left them in this till 90 minutes. Now they're screaming at the ref, protect me.
Oh. Bring it down, man. Nah. We could play Tamworth for 180 minutes. We wouldn't score.
No, we don't even look like breaking them down, Jack. Second half has been worse than the first half.
At the mighty Tamworth, we just could never break them down.
We've given them the title, mighty Tamworth. We've given them that.
The other funny thing is, in a way, Ange has probably beaten even, like, the majority of the Scottish teams are probably better than Tamworth that he's come up against. And his Celtic side, right, on paper, should probably be worse than this Spurs side. Like, oh my Lord, ref, he hasn't given anything yet.
No.
Ref! Solanke just got taken out there, ref. Here comes the dagger, says George. Please don't, George. I mean, this is... Oh, no, maybe Solanke does just go down. Just slips, goes down.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
My Lord. Thank you, Kinski.
We are embarrassing.
We nearly scored at the final seconds there.
We are embarrassing.
Who's this? I think Johnson.
Please, Bergvall, if anyone's going to do it, it's you. Good ball!
Head her back in. Go for it, Johnson. Please, man.
Well, that's extra time now. Once again, restored to laughing stock of football. It didn't take too long. Only took a matter of days.
He nearly conceded at the end there, which is just insane.
Can we just take off Werner and Johnson at this as well? The fact that both of them are still on the pitch. They've had 96 minutes to break down Tamworth and they haven't been able to. Can we just get them off now at this point? Please, can we just get these fuckers off the field? I'm sick of watching them. They're useless. They're crap. They can't do anything. They're boring. They're predictable. Anytime they get the ball, I know they're going backwards. When they get into a crossing position, look dangerous. I know I'm expecting it to go, underwhelming or over to the back post. It's completely embarrassing. I can't keep watching them. We're talking about Tottenham Hotspur. This is a far cry from Bale, Lennon, Son, fucking, Ginola, people like that. This is horrible. This is horrible. If we persist with these after the January window as our wingers, honestly, I don't know if I can keep watching these games like this, Jack. I can't watch it. Even when Tottenham was shit, one thing we've always had is good attacking players that excite you. These guys, they make people not like... You're seeing the Spurs stadium not even selling out anymore. Is there any wonder why when this is the crap that they're being served up? Seriously.
This is
Tamworth. This is extra time. It's Tamworth. Never heard of them until today.
This is probably one of the biggest torture sessions we've had to go through, really, especially at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. I mean, gosh, to have
at this
to play
point,
30
just throw the
extra
game
minutes against this team of all teams, not non-league side, national league side, Vanarama, everywhere, and we're going 30 extra minutes. It's unbelievable. And Tamworth, debatably, probably should be ahead.
Well, Jack, do you see the problems they're causing us? How are the problems coming about? They're putting the ball in the box with some quality. It's bouncing around. They're getting ricochets. We can't find one cross into the box, man. This is the problem. This is the problem. Their keeper has had an easier day than Kinski. It's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing. And why? Because they're just putting the ball in the box at every opportunity. Just do it. Tottenham will crumble. What we doing? Get the ball to Werner. I'm not asked. Go backwards. Get the ball to Johnson. Nah, fuck that. Go backwards. You know what I mean? Then the ball goes to the midfielders. They go, we'll put it out the other side. No, it's coming back to me. What? You know what I mean? It's just pure embarrassment. The reason why they look like scoring, the reason why they look like winning, it's because they're just putting the ball in the box and doing what football is about. Putting the ball in the box, put people under pressure. We can't do that. We can't even string two passes. Name me one time Solanke has linked up with Johnson or Timo Werner since he's come on. Or when Werner was through the middle, name me one time he linked up with Mikey Moore or Johnson with a bit of a cohesive move. Not once. Not once. The forward line is absolutely shocking. And that's why we are sitting here going into extra time.
Yeah. Jara saying, I'm not even an Ange fan, but just what he might just look at this and think, what the F can he even do with these guys? I think that's where I appreciate actually a bit of balance there on it, Dara. Is that even if you're not Ange's fan or you don't necessarily believe in, his tactics or not, you look at sort of these players and you look at sort of the space and the time and the opposition that they're coming up against here. They should be able to get the job done. They should be able to be able to do a lot more than this. And they're really exposing themselves. I don't even know if Ange is really exposing himself that much. I think it's more these players that are exposing themselves more.
What I will say is, look, it's not going to look good on Ange. It's just going to get more people to question him, his tactics, his team selection is going to be, questioned today. The reality is, Ange Postecoglou picked the strongest lineup he possibly could today to try and get this game done by half time. We're now going into extra time with a North London derby on the rise on Wednesday night, and I can bet your bottom dollar, they'll go after the North London derby. Oh, we were tired. You're tired because of what you've done today. The last North London derby when we lost Arsenal 1-0, do you not remember the things coming out that players were complaining to Ange they were tired because they had to organise their own travel home and not get these private jets home and stuff? And you think they're not going to use the exact same excuse Wednesday night? Of course they are. But I'm not taking it, because the first thing I'm saying is you put yourself in that situation. So I don't want to hear it. Don't cry to me. I don't want to hear about cramps, anything else. You put yourself in this situation. It's not good enough. It's shit. And honestly, what we sold Harry Kane for is the money that we've bought out there against Tamworth. Now, if we could barely break down Tamworth, what hope have we got against some of the teams we have coming up? This game, everyone's going into the derby now expecting the worst, expecting us to lose because of this. It's the perception of it. Everyone looks at Tottenham as a soft touch. You think games like today help that tag? Of course it doesn't. It adds to that tag. And the problem we got now is, no matter who we come up against, we could come up against Kilcullen, where I'm from, and they'll believe they can turn Tottenham over, Jack.
Yeah.
This is how bad it's getting. And I come from a village. This is how embarrassing it's getting, Jack. It's not good enough. Brennan Johnson spent 50 million on Madison, another 30 odd million or whatever. Paying, subsidising Werner's wages. Bought Solanke on, done absolutely fuck all. Spent another 60 million on him. This is what the club traded in Harry Kane for. And they can't break down Tamworth. Are we taking the piss? What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Kulusevski is coming on to save us. This is just utterly, it's just so embarrassing. So embarrassing. Spence is on as well, so it's been people. Gotten kicked off here, everybody. Feel free to sync up with us.
It's made me that angry. I actually don't even care if we win this anymore. I actually don't. I think, if we lose this, I think the players are going to get all the scrutiny that they absolutely deserve, and it might wake them up, because they don't want to hear it from us fans. But once people that have played the game, pundits and people like that, start going after them, that's when you might see a reaction. It might actually do some good if we end up going out of this. But it's got to the point, I don't even care. They've spoiled my day. I just want to turn off and go and do Dave things for the rest of Sunday.
Smash the like button for us, please, as well, everybody. Sorry about the audio issues that maybe have been happening in and out, but we'll try to push through it, as we'll try to push through watching this game. But smash the like button, please, everybody. It means a lot. And thanks, everybody, for supporting the channel today.
Corner kick. By the way, how has Radu Dragsson not got onto one of our corners as well? Size of the guy.
Radu's been taken off, says Simon Coley. Sonny's on. I didn't even realize that Sonny was on.
Has he taken off Werner or Johnson?
No, Johnson's still there.
Bergvall, please.
I think Timo must have been taken off for Sonny, right? Basuma gives it away. Pedro Porro, and we might be injuring Pedro Porro.
Oh, fuck.
Could be injuring Pedro Porro here. Sir! It's late on Porro.
Oh, that's a nasty one. especially because his foot was just after being planted into the ground as well. That's a sore on that. Let's see if Kulu and Son can fare any better, because they've been shit in recent weeks as well.
Imagine it. I can't even imagine if you were a bookie. Imagine if you put anything on. I wonder what the margins were, even like +2.
I think they were 2,000. I think they were 2,500 to
whatever
1.
the goal difference is, because you can do those sort of ones, right? The +2, whatever kind
Sonny.
of thing. I wonder what the margins were on that.
Good ball to Reguilon. Reguilon
Oh,
straight at the goalkeeper. Put it across the 6-yard box.
Yeah, slide it across, man. Well done, Pedro. Get turned. Come on, Kulu. Down the line to Johnson. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God. Does anyone even say Johnson's name with enthusiasm in commentary anymore? Any of our forward players. No one even says it with enthusiasm anymore. Before he used to be like, oh, Sonny, oh, Kane. Now it's Johnson, Werner, Solanke. Says everything we need to know.
Kulu gets us a corner.
They are well up for this. They are wide-eyed, pumped, adrenaline through them right now. This is dangerous. The fan, what a shithouse.
Oh, Johnson, man. Hits it into himself.
Decent ball.
He actually, if he made sweet contact with that there, he could have probably gotten it on target. But he sort of juggled it into himself. Bergvall, good idea. No one there on the same wavelength, though. Oro, good cross. Finally.
Yeah, then Dragosin went off for Spence. Werner went off for Son. I don't even know who Kulu came on for.
Feel sorry for anyone doing dry January and watching this.
Yeah. That is a test, isn't it?
Oh, nearly there. We've gotten so much better at defending corners, but we don't really offer any threat from them out.
Bentancur, Romero, and Van de Ven, with the three of them out, I just don't even bother getting excited for corner kicks.
Well, yeah, with no Bentancur either. Bentancur kind of is our only.
Bentancur gets on the end of him, Romero gets on the end of him, and Van de Ven is a bit of a threat. Apart from that, I've
good header there. Goal. Johnson.
I wonder all the people that was calling them Johnston Dingley and all that, are they still around today? Let's see how they're feeling today.
The Johnson R9 meme hasn't been used in a while. Well done by Kulu. Reguilon, you got to see that, man.
Reguilon goes over the top. Sonny, good touch.
Not good enough.
Not on the save wave, yeah, not good enough. Not on the save wavelength with Kulu. Come on, Spence, just go forward with it. You're my only hope. You're the only one that gives me a chubby now.
Pedro gives it away.
Let's go back to Kinski.
Good idea from Reguilon. Johnson, man, take your time.
He hasn't even looked up. He's just put it in.
Just
he hasn't
sprayed
even
it into the box with no one. Johnson, man, take your time.
And when he does have options, he can't cross it. The kid does everything wrong. He just does everything wrong.
I'm not sure if I think you might have, Dave, but I probably wasn't. Maybe I was just trying to fix something or check on the chat. But earlier, Dark Sun G did send in that super chat saying, "Why is Werner in the squad while Yang isn't?" I mean,
Well,
Yang. I don't know if Yang, or I don't think anybody could do any worse than really what Timo Werner had done today, Dark Sun G. So that does make you kind of question, what is Yang really doing, right? Surely he could have gotten some sort of minutes or opportunity.
It's just like, why does Postecoglou keep picking Werner?
Mm-hmm.
If it's because Werner is 29 years of age and that's why he keeps picking him, well then, are we not?
How much does he have to watch shit in front of him? He just keeps watching shit in front of his eyes, and he just keeps picking it. It is bizarre.
Like, are we not picking players on football merit anymore? We're just picking them on their age now. You know what I mean? It's fucking madness.
That was a foul by Bergvall, and we got away with that too because Kulu gave it away there.
And 20 touches Johnson has to slow it right down.
It's the danger in these final minutes is you wonder if we do give it away in bad areas, do we have the ability to...
You've left yourself open to that, right? All it takes is one deflection of a ball to go against you. You know what I mean? And we've left ourselves open to that, and this is what they're hoping for.
Well, and also because I think we're going to probably start getting tired near at this point, so I don't think we're going to have the numbers to track.
I actually get more worried with Tamworth going forward than when we go forward.
Yeah, 100%. Then Artist T saying, if I were Tamworth, I'd target Porro and Reguilon. Yep.
And also, with Radu Dragosin off the pitch, get a throw in, get that long ball in there.
I'd really target Porro's side. Because Johnson's been on the pitch this whole time, so I'm not expecting him to be really that keen on tracking back at this point. So I'd try to target that side. Sonny, got to get rid of it, man. You had Kulu there. Got to get rid of it, man. You got to get rid of it.
Way too much out of it.
Why is he's doing what Solanke does? He's taking 20 touches there. Why is he taking 20 touches? He's out of control.
You're talking about Tamworth, who are 16th in the National League, by the way. Most national teams are slapping them up. we can't even create a chance.
Bergvall is immune to fouls. Referees love Bergvall.
Just go for goal. Just go for goal, Porro, please. Do something.
Yeah.
Just give me a shot of hope. Let's kill the clock along the way, don't we?
Oh, he slides it to Johnson. Deflected.
Oh, my Lord. Finally.
The net.
Dom Solanke. Finally. Fucking hell.
Oh, thank the Lord.
Even that we made look tough. We had three open goals there. We eventually
I think we had 3 swings and a miss. I think Johnson sort of deflected it. I think someone might have whipped at it. Bergvall there. And then Dom gets it over the back of the net. Sweet relief.
Honestly, it's a great ball by Porro.
Sweet relief for Spurs.
Finally. We got so lucky there. Johnson, good to get the touch out and go to whip it across straight away.
Sweet relief for Spurs.
Solanke hasn't even scored. It's an own goal. Solanke didn't even score. It's an own goal.
Through the legs of Bergvall. Yeah, it is an own goal. It's off their own player.
He got too hungry.
Oh, what a finish. Through the legs of Bergvall. Does Solanke miss it as well? No, the guy just sort of gets to it first. And then slams it into the back of his own net. Love that. Great finish. Side netting.
It only took us, 101 minutes?
1-0 to the good, Dave?
Yeah, it only took us 101 minutes against a team 16th in the National League, and even then we didn't even. Do you know what? Do you know what the worrying thing is?
Never
We haven't
in
even
doubt.
broken them
Never
down
in
with good
doubt.
football. I haven't even broken down with good football. It's literally we've had to wait for them to bundle the ball over our own line for us to take this, Jack. It's embarrassing, lad.
There's
Look,
never in doubt.
it calms me down a little bit. Calms me down a little bit, but the fact that we've got to this point is shocking, lad.
I don't know what you mean, Dave. It was never in doubt.
Now, our only saving grace is if we can go and try and put a bit of gloss on it here.
Some people are saying we were offside, saved by Novar as well.
Yeah.
Looked offside.
I actually feel sorry for Tamworth, to be fair.
I didn't even notice that part that it was offsides. I didn't even notice.
Well done, Lucas. He's been brilliant since he's come on. Well done, Lucas Bergval. He needs to start now. I'm convinced now. He needs to start. He's the only one. He cares.
We're going to Wembley, says Druzilla.
Not like this, we're not, Drew. Not like this, but so annoying, Drew. I'm so annoyed, Drew. We were expecting goals today, buddy. We were expecting goals.
Says I'm still going for a 5-1, lads.
Do you know what? I'll take the 1-0 at this point. Just get it over and done with.
Belgian Hotspur, good to see you, sir. He's saying, don't forget to change the score, Jacko. Yeah, sorry about that, Belgian.
Do you know what? If you put it 1-0 to Tamworth, people tune in, but do you know what? I'm not surprised.
I accidentally did. Forgot we were the away team. DG saying OG equals free beer for life.
Well, at least he has the claim to fame. I put the ball in the Tottenham net.
That's what I was kind of joking about, DG, was, maybe I could come onto the pitch, score an own goal, and get the free beer for life. I'll become a Tamworth fan.
DB says we still haven't scored. It's an own goal. Spot on, lad.
Kulu.
Good
Sir.
tackle. Nah, that's a great tackle, that.
Don't change the score. It wasn't earned, says Herbie.
Yeah, exactly, Herbie. Spot on.
Just keep it 0-0. Yeah, just sort of.
Just for my own sake, I want to see us string 2-3 passes together and actually score a decent goal. Get up, Bergval. Brilliant. And by the way, there's no man the match poll today either, guys. I think it's just
Oh my lord.
It's embarrassing if we put one together today.
More like who makes the bus home poll.
Who's getting the train home?
Yeah, who gets the privilege of riding the coach home? Everyone else takes the train.
Bergval, for me, so far, could be the only one that can go on the bench or on the bus.
Regulon out to Sonny.
Go on, Sonny.
Slides it across to Dom.
Come on, Dom. Strike.
Or sorry, Solanke. Or not Solanke. Or sorry, Johnson. It was Johnson. I can't speak today.
Johnson, strike. Back to Son. Good play. Nope. How many more touches do we want to take? Someone fucking strike a ball. Do you know what? This game is making me tired, lad.
Yeah, well, I don't blame you. It's been hard to stay awake for this game. Worst player of the match today, says Dara. Iceman saying man of the match was Tamworth's number 22.
Who's that, Tom Tonk?
No, I think that was the winger that was causing
us
a
he
lot
had
of
a
trouble.
good game. He had a good game.
Kinski's the only one deserving man of the match. There it is, halftime of extra time. God. I mean, Dave, at least we got the goal, right? Yeah, at least we gave it. That's a bit of relief to a sense. It's not anything to be proud of, but we at least have given ourselves some bit of relief that we might avoid being all over the tabloids and all over the
Oh, we're
laughing
still going to
stock.
be all over it, Jack. You know,
Really?
if you think people ain't going to commend
You
Tamworth's
don't think
effort,
people are just gonna casually gloss over it, on
no,
the feed, oh, 1-0
no,
Tamworth.
no.
Oh, I hope so.
Spurs fans won't gloss over, which means the media will speak about it. And once they do, free reign on these players as far as I'm concerned. You know, the fact that they've took you to extra time is completely embarrassing. The fact that they've had to bundle the ball over the line for you is completely embarrassing. We haven't strung 3 passes together to create any sort of proper movement, pass and move football. You know, it's just completely embarrassing. Look, don't get me wrong, I'm delighted to get the goal. Of course, I don't want to go out. I don't want to be that. We're still laughing stock football, but if we lose this or they get anything out of this, it's going to be doubly worse. I'll just be glad to get through to the next round and just get me out of here, Jack. Let everybody go off, enjoy your Sundays, and try and forget about this because honestly, I feel like this should be a torture method. If you want to torture someone, sit them down and make them watch Tottenham against Tamworth and tell them Tottenham's a Premier League team. Them players are on 150 grand a week. They train every single day and they have the best of the best staff around them to make sure they're at a level. And these guys who are in the pub on a Friday evening, going to work, train twice a week, make them sit down. This would be a good torture method. You know what I mean? Even they'd be like, please, what did I do to deserve this? It's absolutely shocking. All we are doing now is just trying to survive and get away with it. That's all. All we're trying to do is save a little bit of face, save the humbling. But the reality is, this leaves stark questions about Tottenham Hotspur. It really does. It leaves questions about some of them players' commitment and their desire to what we're trying to do here, the hunger. You know what I mean? Like, I don't put this on Ange. This just comes down to players doing the right thing, and it's being piss poor. Look, we'll be very lucky to get away with this. Tamworth have been the better team today. They've looked like scoring more goals than what we have. And quite frank, they had we had 1 or 2 blocks right at the end of 90 minutes. They hit the post from a throw-in. We're lucky to be here.
Yeah. In a coma. Good to see you in a coma. I'm not sure if we said hello to you today. Have we gotten kicked off here in the second half?
Yeah. Even the referee doesn't want to be here anymore.
Sorry, everybody. Let me sync up though with you guys. But Anacoma saying this only fuels the Ange out Warriors. I don't think this is on Ange personally, but again, it's just one of those games where nobody comes out of it really.
He is right though. Like if you have that perception, you already have a Postecoglou. It doesn't. It only adds to it, right?
I don't feel that way personally, but you and Anacoma are both right. It doesn't help anyone. This doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help the players. If you were in any way, believing in certain players after the Liverpool result, this doesn't really help you a whole ton. And also with Ange Postecoglou, and it's more on Ange, I think, again with substitutions, right?
Well, where he got it wrong was the lineup as well.
And the lineup, yeah, and the lineup to a degree. Kim saying still a clean sheet.
Honestly. If people are tuning in to think that I'm going to celebrate today, forget about it. You're not getting 1 ounce of celebration out of me. I'm not going to celebrate the clean sheet, and I ain't celebrating the goal either. And honestly, I feel like I'm after taking sweets off a baby, and I feel guilty.
Sonny, into Kulu.
Here we go.
Kulu!
Now we deserve it. Now we deserve it. That's better. Gimme a ginger from Sweden. Number 21.
2-0 to the mighty Tottenham Hotspur.
Come on, Kulu. Thank God.
Oh, never in doubt. Never in doubt. Kulu dispatches. It's just like old times where we have to bring on the best players in order to get over the line against mighty Tamworth. It's like the old days with Sonny and Kane. We had to bring them on, to get over the line against Marine.
Oh, come on. Thank you, Kulu. One bit of quality football.
Good
play by Sonny. Good ball.
And composure. Then Kulu just measured finish.
Gosh. He knew where the goal was. He didn't even look up. He just knew where it was. Look at that. Not even looking at the goals. I know where it is.
A real goal, says Herbie Hurts Feelings. Yes.
Fuck. RST says, I didn't even get to celebrate the goal. I'd actually say Tamworth deserved the goal. I genuinely feel sorry for them. That's how bad we are today. And I'm the same. Like I said to RST, I feel like I'm after taking sweets off a child. You know what I mean? I feel guilty, man. Fair play to Tamworth. They've done an absolute unbelievable job today. Now that they're absolutely tanked, now maybe the spaces are open up and we're taking advantage of it. But does this give any fans confidence heading into the North London Derby away from home midweek? I don't think it does.
No, definitely doesn't. How come you didn't get to celebrate the goal, Artist T?
I don't think he wants to, Jack.
Or maybe he just didn't want to. Or you probably just couldn't be asked. You probably just were looking at your phone or something, and then just bothered to look up, and then you're like, oh, guess we scored.
Instead of celebrating, I'd say he probably let out the biggest sigh of relief he's done in years.
You probably just opened up the Baileys. Is really that's what I'd be doing.
Oh, honestly, when this is done, I'm gonna drown myself in a nice roast beef dinner and feel sorry for myself. Cry into it.
5-1 is still on, says Drew.
That's true. Get a sneaky bet on it quickly, Drew.
Everyone's happy for Kulu. And then Lazy 8 saying, I'm not putting this on Ange, but this Werner experiment is starting to baffle me. I'm
100%.
sure Lancashire would have scored or put someone through in at least the first 30 minutes. I think Lancashire scores one of those chances that Timo gets. He just does. He scores one of those opportunities. Timo was played clean through at one point. He was clean through. And even he had done nothing of any significance up until that point. He was just useless up until that point. But he still had like an opportunity to score, like a clear-cut chance to score. And he couldn't even do that. That's how useless he was today.
Well, Lancashire would have finished that opportunity,
Yeah.
Jesus
Lancashire
Christ,
could have done the same F-all up until that point. He probably would have scored that.
If you put Kinski through, Kinski would have scored that.
It's just that's how frustrating it was with Timo. And the fact that he also kept him on for as long as he did, too. And Lancashire then didn't get any minutes today. And probably won't for a long time. Lancashire, he probably won't get any minutes for some time. It's really frustrating, Nick. It is.
Well, what annoys me, Jack, is,
and that's where Ange isn't doing himself any favors here.
No. And the thing is, he already lost the rag with Timo Werner after the Rangers game. He's already questioned his commitment and his hunger.
It's a bit contradictory, yeah.
And then he keeps playing him.
Yeah, he keeps rewarding Timo with more minutes, Nick.
That's like you saying to me, Jack, you're shit at your job, and you say it to me every single day, and then you still keep me in the job.
Or, no, like if you gave me a real bollocking in front of everyone, and then the next week, you're like giving me, like employee of the month. Or like the next week, then you're giving like a speech about just how great I am or something. Just after, the previous week, just tearing me apart, in front of everyone. It seriously doesn't make sense.
That's what I just question. It's like, we all know Werner is useless. He's just not going to get any better. He's in the prime of his career, and this is what he is. It just, like Nick says, it just keeps baffling me. You've already deemed him not good enough. You've already questioned, his commitment against Rangers and all, and here you are again throwing him out here. And the reality is, if Will Lancashire's on that 1-on-1, it's in the back of the net. We're not even sitting here doing extra time.
Rick and Brighton saying, but Brendan didn't even get that, Jack. Do you mean like Brendan didn't even get that chance? Is that what you mean? Yep. Brendan.
Yeah. No, he did have a chance.
Brendan probably would have put that away. As much as I slate Brendan on a constant basis, as much as Brendan Johnson, I'm not his biggest fan. I think Brendan Johnson, as much as I slate him, he would have put that away. He would have put that away, Rick. He would have put that away. But
Paul Markey disagrees.
Paul Markey might disagree. Yeah, Paul Markey might disagree, Rick. I'm not sure. Maybe that's what you mean by your comment. I'm not sure.
Oh, he's looking for the return of Son.
Good to see you, though, as always, Rick. Good to see you.
RST also says, typo, I didn't celebrate. I just shrugged. Yeah, look, it's what we all done. I think it was more relief. To be honest, I couldn't believe the ball's actually gone in the back of the net. I was stunned. I was shell-shocked momentarily. I couldn't celebrate. Oh, no. Don't let them score. Come on, Kinski. Well done.
Pick up artistry. Yeah, I figured that's what you probably meant. Sean Maddox says Werner secretly Levy's son.
Charles Ingram says, hey, Jack, just noticed they spelled Bale wrong on the back of that shirt behind you. No, that's Dembele. So it is. That's Moussa Dembele, my man. You're only seeing half of the shirt.
Yeah, earlier, I think my camera must have flipped or moved or something. Earlier, it was showing the full Dembele, but no, yeah, it's a Moussa Dembele kit.
I think they spelled. I think they misspelled Bale on the back of Johnson's shirt.
Kulu, Solanke, man.
Oh, brilliant!
He's drunk.
Oh, look, he's so clunky in possession lately. That's because he's tired. He shouldn't even be out here today. No, he should be fucking in the zoo with his family, and going for dinner after in Gordon Ramsay's restaurant.
No, that's, I mean, like what Billy said on Twitter, the most effort Solanke should be doing is just pressing between Netflix episodes of anime. That's the most he should be doing today. It's embarrassing that even Son has touched the pitch.
Yeah.
Where's my Werner shirt? Says Simon. Left it at home.
No, I know it was a joke, Charles. I know it was a joke, my man. Come on, Sonny, skin him. You've separated them. You've got them where you want them. Ah, Son marks him. Solanke, he's waited too long and it's a shit pass as well. Solanke waited too long to pull the trigger. Son waited too long to pass it.
See you later. Kulu.
Well done, Kulu. Good play, Solanke. Go down,
well.
get a penalty. Oh, penalty! Ref! Oh, come on now.
Trying too much there, I think.
Yeah, but I think he deserves that out, the 10 out of 10 theatrics. There's a good, he jumped into the guy and then managed to bounce off him in the same move. That's genius. I would have bought that.
Playing a little trampoline off of the player, yeah. Spence at center back, I completely didn't realize as well.
Spence can play anywhere. I'm pretty sure he can play a winger if you want him to. Or
well done, Archie Gray.
Well done, Gray. Go on, Gray. Go yourself.
Have a crack. Sonny. He squares it. Oh.
He's done me in pro clubs. Take on 10 players and you should go yourself, and then he's laid it off.
Man of the terrible match, says King Otto.
Spence. Purinator. Oh, Lord. Well done, Spence. Do you know what? Going out to Italy was probably the best move he's ever made. He is unbelievable defensively since he's come back into the team. He just doesn't put a foot wrong. Now he's even telling people what to do. I like that, Spence. Come on, more of that. Oh, good ball by Kulu to Bergvall. Swedish House Mafia on the move here.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good ball to Johnson. Oh, it's just over here. Can't get there. Swedish House Mafia. How have I not come up with that before? That's genius.
Yeah, I think it's not mentioned enough about the two, Kulu and Bergvall. Should be used more often, but we don't get to see them together all the time.
No, but, we might in the North London Derby. So,
Sure.
That's our new nickname for them, Swedish House Mafia. Get in. Get stuck. Sick of these part-time pretend wannabe footballers giving us a game. There we are. Stuart says comfortable win, but not for the fans. Skunkworth says comfortable win in the end. Yeah, it only took us 101 minutes to break down a 16th league fucking national team.
I'm glad we got to 2 because now it makes it look less embarrassing.
Well, it just means we don't have to panic. You know what I mean?
I just wonder, when people scroll over the FA Cup scores, that's what I mean. Like, dude, they look at this one and then when it's 2-0, do they kind of just gloss over it? They're like, it seems like Spurs made that look a little bit difficult.
Routine win.
Yeah, not really worth watching the highlights for.
Oh, it's a great challenge.
Oh my gosh, why are we playing that though?
Oh, Spence. Oh! This guy gives me such a chubby, it's unreal. It's just
Down the
beautiful
line,
from
Basuma.
Jen Spence. It's so sexy.
Oh,
here he
lovely
is
from
again.
Basuma.
Oh, come on, keep going.
Spence
Oh, my
is
Lord.
oozing
Oh,
class.
stop it, Spencey.
DC
Give it to him again. Let him
Johnson,
score.
DC
Let him
Solanke.
score. Come on, Spence.
Johnson,
Come on,
DC
Jedi. Come on. Puts across.
Oh, Kulu.
Kulu.
Johnson!
Yes! Is that tree? Yes.
3.
Come on. Finally. And that all started with Jedi Spence at centre back. That is unbelievable.
What play from Jet Spence.
I told you, this guy
Jet
gives me a
Spence
chubby,
there. What a
Jack.
run.
He's the only one that knows how to play. He gives me a chubby.
Spectacular. Spectacular. See, now, David, it was easy work. 3-0. Never in doubt from the get-go.
All from Jed Spence, all from centre back. Do you know what? He literally started that on his own byline up the other end, all the way up the field. That's unbelievable from Spence. It's all it takes. And this is what we're saying, Jack. It doesn't come down to tactics. It just comes down to a bit of effort. You know what I mean? It's not hard.
Easy finish for Johnson.
Good finish from Johnson. Very good finish.
I'd be concerned if he didn't bury that.
Herbie says, Irish Dave, Spence finally got you up. Look, I've been a big believer in Spence, to be fair. You know, even when we signed him, I says, look, this kid, I really like him. He's got great ability.
Jedley.
Yeah, Shawnee, Shaw Butler calls him Jedley King.
5-1 still on, true.
Still is. Was what, 2 minutes left? Go on, Kulu. Let's go for 4.
Easy.
Oh, we're shameless. Yeah, shameless. We're so starved of winning and good football. We'll take anything.
Case of the game. It was always going to be a weird game.
So starved of football.
As much as I wanted it to be easy, as much as I wanted these players to just make the game easy on us, we've seen them enough this season. We knew it was going to be basket case.
Let's pretend we scored a goal.
As soon as Son, Decky, and Spence come on, we score 3, says Dark Sun G.
Yeah.
I think Spence has been great. Bergval, I thought, has looked really good too, Dark Sun G, since coming on.
Son's look good. Son's look good. He's just been unlucky that a goal hasn't come. Kulu's been brilliant since he's come on. Spence has been class. Kulu again. Good ball across.
The other thing, though, it is a real shame, though, Dark Sun G, that, again, we didn't get to see any Lancashire. We didn't get to see any Youngman Hook. Maybe potentially, you know, Lassesi, someone like that, right, to come through. It is a bit of a shame because I'm not sure when's the next
whole game
that we would see them. I'm not sure when the next game is that we'd see them. So this was a real missed opportunity today. But they came on, saved the day. But we've seen that 1,000 times, right? We've seen that where Son has had to come on before, Kane has had to come on before, Højbjerg, right, used to have to come on in games to save it. It's kind of a classic. Job done, though, Dark Sun G. Job done. 3-0 win, never in doubt. Easy.
Drew says he's shameless and he doesn't care. Look, I think many people will be like you. You're just going to sit there delighted now. Job done. Through to the next round. Go and enjoy the Sunday. Oh, fuck me. That was a tough one.
That's the thing you say. You know, got out of there. Job done. Enjoy your Sundays. Enjoy your weekends. Does that fill you with any confidence ahead of the North London Derby? No. Probably would have wished this game just never happened because then we'd be going into North London Derby confident as ever after the Liverpool win. Yeah. But this kind of brings us back down to earth a little bit, it feels like. But we got over the line. We saved ourselves from any embarrassment, and hopefully we can just forget about this game as quickly as possible. We're still alive in all the competitions, Dave. Yeah,
still alive. Barely alive, Jack. I think we had to bring out the resuscitation equipment there, you know, and pump a bit of life into us. Look, fair play to Tamworth. They gave us a very good game. You know what? I always say, Jack, you don't give respect, you earn respect. And I think Tamworth earned that today. Fair play to them. I think, you know, in the eyes of the footballing world, you know, they put up a stalwart effort, and I wouldn't be surprised to see if they've made a fan or two today. But look, from a Tottenham point of view, make no mistake about it, buzzing to get through, but it's not good enough, Jack. It's not good enough. We had to bring on Solanke, it didn't work. Then we had to bring on Son, Kulu, you know, players like that. And for me, what drives me, man, it just comes down to a bit of effort. You bring on Kulu, moves around, bit of effort, look at the difference. You bring on Bergval, wants to be on the ball, wants to pass and move, look at the difference. Even Spence there right at the end, work the ball from one end of the pitch to the other. That's just simply effort and desire and hunger, Jack. You know, so for me, it just leaves me with massive questions around Werner's commitment, massive questions around Madison's commitment.
No.
You know, massive questions around Johnson's ability overall. Massive questions around Dom Solanke's ability, even though, again, didn't really fashion too many chances for him. But, you know, when you're not getting a sight goal against Tamworth, it's a huge problem. Regulon, shit. You know what I mean? It just wasn't good enough all around, to be quite frank, today. But sometimes you have games like these, you got to do enough to get over the line, and hopefully we see much better against Arsenal. What I won't tolerate off the back of this is them players telling me, oh, they ran out of steam or they were tired. No. Okay, well then go and beat Tamworth, and that's not a problem. So for me, I won't tolerate for that for the North London Derby. Like you said, does it feel anyone with any confidence going in there that we can get something? No, not off the back of that. But it's the life of a Tottenham fan, Jack. within 3 days, we beat Liverpool. We gain an advantage in the Carabao Cup semi-final. We're all on a high. You play a non-league Tamworth at the weekend. You're thinking, let's keep the good party going. Let's keep the good vibes. Roll out the bunting and the party hats. All of a sudden, you have to put them away because you're embarrassed and we've made it stressful. What I've learned is you're just not allowed to enjoy football at Tottenham Hotspur.
No.
It has to be stressful. You have to be put through the mill. It's just not good enough. But look, we're over the line. Am I going to dwell on it? No, we're through to the next round. That's all I care about. We're ball number 17, by the way, and the draw is after Arsenal United.
No, there's no easy game with Tottenham Hotspur. That has been proven right today. That has been proven true. I'm glad we still saved ourselves of some type of embarrassment.
100%.
That's all that really matters is, at this point is saving ourselves from the embarrassment. We all wanted it to be 6-0, 7-0, something like that from the get-go inside the first 20 minutes. It didn't really give that vibe. It didn't feel like it was going to end up being that way. It looked like it was going to be a long day at the office, a very painful one. We got through, though. We held on. The patience was needed from the fan base, and we're through to the next round. Hopefully, we can just forget about this. And then also as well, this only exposes some of the players, right? The guys like Timo Werner, right? Absolute howler. He's just one of the worst footballers I've seen in a Spurs shirt, probably in my time here, and that's just been proven right again. Johnson got his goal, but he doesn't fill me with any confidence whatsoever, really, when it comes to actually creating chances. He can't even create chances against, a Tamworth side, a National League side. He had maybe some good passes to Pedro Porro down the line, but when it really came to actually being a threat and just getting a goal for us and being able to be that guy that can just sort of, again, just create or inspire something, very, very little. Same thing could be said of Madison in midfield. Basuma, for me, was just sort of a passenger. Don't think he was really the problem, but he didn't seem to, care too much on the day. It's just like a game where I wouldn't say any of the players really, got themselves any credit in the bank or got themselves any sort of love or there wasn't really any love earned or any sort of credit earned, it felt like, by any of these players either. Only credit lost or reputations, probably
Everyone's
put under
damaged.
more scrutiny and questions because no one really did themselves any favors today. No one really.
Everyone's damaged, Jack. Like I said, if you come up against a village team, even in the preseason friendly, they now believe they can turn you over. Tamworth, Ennismore, there's a reason why this keeps happening, because these teams come into the game believing. So all you've done is given the opposition more belief that they can get something whenever they come up against Tottenham Hotspur, regardless of what league, what status we have. The players now come under a lot more scrutiny in terms of, are they good enough? I've made an assertion over the forward line for quite some time. Everyone keeps going, but second highest scorers in the league. It's like, yeah, when you beat Man City 4-0, West Ham 4-0, 4 against Aston Villa, that probably concludes to that, but we don't do it on a consistent basis. And I've questioned and I've said these forward players aren't good enough. They're not even good enough to break down Tamworth lower league team. So we need to enter the January transfer market. I don't want to see any of them players go and delete their social media accounts after this game either. You should have the bollocks to sit there and read what people have to say about you today, especially off the back of that performance. Lastly, it leaves more scrutiny around Ange Postecoglou again. Look, everyone knows where we are at with the situation. I'm not going to hash the Ange in, Ange out. But, there's questions around the scoreline now. Around the team selection. The idea was pick the team, get it over and done with by half-time, get some of the youngsters off the bench. It didn't happen like that. So it just makes Postecoglou in people's eyes who already think he's clueless, even more clueless. You would argue, did he help himself today? If he would have went with some of the youngsters, I think a lot more people would have tolerated this today. But the fact that you went with senior players, not good enough. And it puts more pressure on the club to go and operate and get more forward players in here. Because I'm telling you now, if you don't get better forward players in here, you are setting Ange up for success, and it's not going to work. Ange Ball needs a high-quality level of forward player. Not even a high quality, just someone that's competent, that can do the basics of what you're asking for them in the position. Because Postecoglou, you look at Brennan Johnson. I'm not going to put it on Postecoglou. He shouldn't need to tell Brennan Johnson, you should stay back after training and learn to cross the ball. That should just be on Brennan Johnson to go and do it. So for me, it puts more pressure on the club to go and get in proper forward areas over this January to make this work. Because if not, you're only setting the guy up for failure. And not only that, the biggest thing, setting us fans up for failure if you don't do that. I think even the most person that thought, you know what, Dave, you're talking bullshit, I think even they've woken up to that forward line today and the lack of quality. Everyone moans about this horseshoe football. It's only Postecoglou ain't saying, this is my football, let's play horseshoe football. the wingers are just passing the ball backwards every time, which means all you're doing is recycling it from left to right. And once that happens, that's why you get into this horseshoe football. And that's only happening because the quality of your players that you selected or you have to select from. So for me, although they've spent massive money in that area already, well, you got it wrong. I already knew they would. I'm not surprised. I knew they would with Harry Kane. So go and find another 100 million and reinvest it into the fucking right players this time. Stop doing too cheap and go and get the right players. Go and spend extra on someone like an Eze. Go and spend extra on someone like that guy from Wolves, like Acuna, players like that. Players that are actually going to make a difference to what we're doing. Players that can actually link up with each other. That's what four players is about. Your striker being able to link up with your winger. You know, we don't see that at Tottenham Hotspur. So, you know, it puts the whole club under a lot more pressure today. It bruises everyone's ego and it damages everyone's reputation. In fact, it was probably, a run out that we could have just avoided today heading into a North London derby. But look, let's see what we get in the next round. Hopefully another shit team, because if come up against a Premier League team, we're out.
Seems like we just do better, though, against the teams that are actually of higher quality. When it is at Tamworth, that's when we start to embarrass ourselves. That's when we start to make it ugly and put it under doubt. We got through at the end, everybody. It wasn't pretty.
True.
It wasn't pretty, but we got through. We can hopefully forget about it, and we can just hope as well that there's just going to be a completely different performance, against Arsenal away from home in the North London derby. You'd like to think that this was just a game that the players probably felt pretty reluctant for. We're just, looking to just kind of blink and maybe 90 minutes would be over and they'd win, 1-0, 2-0. That didn't happen. They sort of tried to lull themselves to a win. Didn't happen, and it got a little nervy there. At least we got the win now, and we can forget about it. But it wasn't a day that any of these players did themselves any favors. And also, sadly, Ange didn't do himself any favors either.
Just lastly on that, though, Jack, this is the problem at Tottenham. As a player, how dare you pick and choose what games you want to turn up for? How fucking dare you? Them fans that travelled today, for instance, I think there was a good couple of hundred of them. They worked during the week. They took time away from family and everything else to travel to that game. You think they deserve that effort? I don't. You know what I mean? And how dare they pick and choose what games they want to pick? And this is the problem at Tottenham Hotspur. Until you've got a squad that relishes every game and understands the importance of trying to win every game, because in the long run, you win games, you win trophies. You get the desired outcome. But when you're picking and choosing and you think you can go, I won't turn up against Tamworth, but get me to a semi-final, I'll turn up. Okay, dumbass, you have to win Tamworth to get to a semi-final. Honestly, sometimes I think some of these guys are brain dead. But look, I'm not going to let it affect my Sunday any longer. I'm going to enjoy myself. I have plenty of better things to do.
Dark Sun G with the super chat from earlier. Thank you, Dark Sun G, for all the support today, as well as everybody else that sat through this one. If we got through, everybody, we're through to the next round. Thank you for all the support today. Please smash the like button while you're still here with us. And he's saying the players that can hold their heads up are Sonny, Gray, Spence, Dom Solanke, Bergvall, Kinski, and Mikey Moore. I hope Ange drops Werner for Yang from next game, which is the North London derby. I really hope Timo Werner just isn't even in the squad for the next game, Dark Sun G. This was really an expose on him, just exposed just how truly useless and horrible he is. And I didn't get much confidence from Johnson either, but I still think Johnson is still probably, even more useful than Timo Werner. For one point, I thought Timo Werner might have been about as useful, but I think he's really exposed himself today. Yang can't do any worse. He just can't do any worse, Dark Sun G. He has to play ahead of Timo instead, but it just really screams of the lack of options and, the lack of quality. And, it's really frustrating, Dark Sun G. But, I mean, I'd agree with you. I think Gray did well for the most part. We didn't have a whole lot to do, really, but, I think he did well. Spence just looks different class. He's probably been our best player, the last few weeks or so of the last month. And then Dom Solanke, thought he was okay, kind of clunky, but, he works hard. Bergvall, I actually did think looked really good. I think Bergvall did look good, and Sonny was very positive when he came on. Sonny was very positive, but it was one of those where not a lot of players, I would say, maybe earned, much from this game or really got any credit in the bank or anything like that. It just wasn't one of those days, Dark Sun G. I think it was more credit lost, if anything, with a lot of the players after today. But I don't know, Dave, when you agree, more credit lost with a lot of these players than really credit
lost to anybody that started, but credit to the substitutions that came off the bench. Bergvall immense, Spence immense, Kulu brilliant, Son brilliant. That's why we got the 3-0 today. But the thing is, everyone wants to avoid this situation of having to bring them on to save the games. You know what I mean? That's the problem. But you're absolutely spot on. Look, Spence, for me, there's no question mark. You know, he's got a new contract. Get him into the team. Find a position for him. He's way too good to leave out. And I wouldn't be surprised. You know, Thomas Tuchel was at that Newcastle game a couple of weeks ago. Spence was brilliant. I wouldn't be surprised to see him being called into the England squad. And, you know, I think it might come as a shock to many, but it wouldn't to me. I think he's absolutely brilliant. Fair play to Jed.
Hopefully Thomas Tuchel stayed as far away from this last game. Dark Sun G saying Gooners playing in all white is weird. Why not red? What was really bizarre the other day, Dark Sun G, was, and I saw a great tweet from it, was what was it? West Ham and Aston Villa. Neither of them playing in claret and blue, you know, none of them playing in the claret blue was just so weird to me. And there was a very funny tweet where it was like Sean Dyche, you know, saying, you know, no claret blue between Aston Villa and West Ham, utter woke nonsense. I thought that was brilliant. But yeah, no, it's crazy. The Gooners playing in the all white. It feels like they kind of just want to be us. I think that's what Dave sort of said. It's just their jealousy that they don't get to have an all white kit like we do. They're just kind of jealous of the style.
Yeah, all whites under the lights. That's Tottenham's European kit. Maybe they're trying to psych us out for Wednesday night, Dark Sun G.
Yeah, 100%. But no, it is weird. I also try to avoid, you know, as much red as I can, you know, Dark Sun G in my life, you know, red pen, none of those. I got rid of the red mug that people pointed out from before, so I try to get rid of the red in my life. But Artist T saying embarrassing that we had to wait until they were gassed to score. We lose if this was a League One or League Two team. Happy we won, but nothing's changed. No, nothing's changed. It's not really like a performance that you can really praise at any point. I'm happy that they saved themselves from the embarrassment. That's really all I can say, is that, you know, just relieved really and happy that they saved themselves from that embarrassment. But apart from that, it is kind of embarrassing that they did, you know, have to, I guess, wait until, you know, the game got a bit stretched, or, you know, that they just kind of forced a mistake, really. You know, eventually, you know, they just sort of did it to themselves, Tamworth. But Spurs, yeah, there was probably like a moment where we were about an inch or two away from conceding as well. Like there was maybe some crucial blocks, some crucial moments where you know, Tamworth probably could have scored, you know, in the very depths of the game, the very last minutes that probably could have scored. So it was just embarrassing, really. As much as we got over the line 3-0, there's probably 85th minute, I think maybe around that area. I think Tamworth came close a couple of times to grabbing a late winner. So this was just embarrassing.
Do you know, I'd even argue if you were up against one of the teams higher up in the National League, Tamworth are 16th. If you were up against a team, you know, from 6-7 onwards where they're full of confidence, we would have lost today. You know, even at the end, we could have lost it. You know, only that Basuma got in the block and that. Very close to losing it, you know, ball bouncing around and stuff. Look, we got away with one. I don't even know what to say. There's not more we can say. It was shit, uninspiring, void of quality, and we completely got away with one. We're lucky to be in the draw.
Yeah, even Lazy 8 saying, I hope we don't draw Plymouth Argyle away. They'd probably wipe the pitch with us. It feels that way. Any team, like Dave is saying, that just has a bit more confidence, or even just a better National League side, probably would have buried one of those chances, or probably would have taken some of those chances that we ended up giving away there towards the end. Dark Sun G saying, David Moyes back at Everton. We better not lose. Son?
So we're playing Everton at the weekend. I think we're playing them Sunday. We're playing them away down at Goodison Park, and it is the return of David Moyes' first, you know, game back there since, you know, he left them all them years ago. So, look, they're down in the relegation battle. If you don't beat them, many more fans are going to think we're going to be sucking into it. So, you know, I mean, there's a golden opportunity. You know, we've won 2 games on the bounce now. You know, if you could take a point against Arsenal, go and beat Everton, all of a sudden, you know, then you've got Leicester and you've got Europa League games. If you can have a really good end to this month, all of a sudden the narrative around Tottenham is different, the mood around Tottenham is different, confidence levels around Tottenham is different, and you probably get a lot more fans getting buy-in back into what Ange and the players are trying to do. So, huge rest of the month for Tottenham Hotspur for sure.
To be honest, like, that game looks pretty tough on paper, actually. We probably should try to get an aim for 3 points, but, you know, big manager bounce, new manager at Everton, David Moyes as well. You know, it seems like some Everton fans are really gassed by it. Maybe some aren't, but it seems like a decent appointment. And he knows his way around the Premier League. He does. He knows his way around it, and he knows how to pick up results. in a very ugly manner, but he does know how to pick up results, David Moyes. So that's not necessarily an easy game. I don't think that will be a pretty game for us, and would likely be similar to this one, where it's a very defensive-minded team that we would struggle to break down. So we'll see how it ends up playing out.
Yeah.
We'll see how it ends up playing out.
Yeah.
And he also says the only thing we can thank Timo for is the goal versus City. There's a period where Timo actually was, by his standards, by his quality, was like in a little bit of form this season. There was a point where he actually did kind of, look like an impact player for us, but it's just a basket case of a player. Darks NG. He's just a headache. He kills brain cells whenever you watch him. Really, it's just that horrid. His first touch, to his decision making, to his lack of effort at times in the press, or wanting to get stuck in, laughing or smiling, when he can barely take a pass, a 40-year-old center back, who trains only twice a week. He just kind of ticks you off, really, whenever you watch him. He's just one of those that just makes you angry, I think, as a spectator, as a fan. But it's got through at the end, Darks NG. And there was like a little 2-3 week period there where he did contribute pretty massively to this season. But apart from that, I think he's shown that he's just not good enough. And I look forward to seeing Yang instead of him. Really look forward to seeing Young Min Hook instead of him. I really do. But yeah,
look, I'll thank Werner when he's on the flight back to Germany.
Yeah. Well, everyone, I think we're going to wrap this one up, though. Appreciate you guys joining us for the watch along. Thank you for all the support you guys send in to us. Smash the like button, please. Look out for a fan show tomorrow, North London Derby pre-fan show. Look out for all the content ahead of it as well. Thanks to everybody that just supports us in general. Thanks for getting up early for this one, staying up late, whatever it might have been for you guys. And we'll see you around. Plenty more FA Cup games today. I think, good one with Manchester United. And we'll look to try to forget this one and just hope it doesn't really mean that much in the grand scheme of things. And all we did was just get through to the next round, I guess. That's all we can hope for.
Look, let's see what the draw holds. We're there. It's all you can ask for. That was the aim of the game, right? You're there. Let's see what it holds. I'm gonna try and watch a bit of Arsenal United and forget about what I've just read for the last 2 hours. In fact, I was supposed to be sitting there ready for kickoff. We're now nearly half an hour into the Arsenal game. We should have this done by 2:30 today. It's a joke. Guys, honestly, thank you for your support. Even through a tough watch, you guys are relentless. You still show us great support. So thank you very much. Enjoy your Sunday. See you back here tomorrow for the build-up to the North London Derby.
See you all, everybody. Really appreciate all the support that came in today. You all absolutely rock. And we'll see you tomorrow for the fan show. Please come on, have a chat with us before North London Derby. See you next time, everybody.